Hello, people, and welcome to the State of Sprita for June 2020, the ninth level of Jumanji.
Oh no.
Yes, the cyberpunk level.
Yeah.
Welcome to our version of the Corona update.
Great googly moogly, it's all gone to shit.
This is very strange people who are gonna dethrone and kill a god.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I got that energy.
We
baby.
either are
Let's
gods
do
or
it.
could kill a god, and I do not care which one it is.
For those of you who didn't catch our previous State of Sprita episode, this is a show where we just talk about the game, talk about the state of the game, as in the TTRPG that we're developing, Cerulean Springs. We talk about the campaigns, and we have quite a number of them now. We have
Yeah. We have two more than the last time we made a state of speed.
yeah, exactly. Like it's we need some upgrading. Let's put it like that. And about the plans, we have some chats about the characters, about the story, and all the sort of fun stuff. Just to hang around, take a step back and look at the state of things. I'm Jari as usual. Tonight I'm not an overseer. I'm just here. Hello.
That's not usual.
You're wrong.
Hey.
Tonight is not a session. Tonight is a night where I get to ask all the questions you guys usually can avoid.
Our lovely host.
I am ready for them.
Good.
I am
Because
not
I have
ready for
lists.
them, but I am never ready for anything. So.
Dawn, I love your questions, by the way.
Yes, amazing.
Thank you.
Now, introductions from the left, as usual.
Hey, I'm Chara, I guess. I am on the left, right?
Yes, you are.
Right, left. Yes. Yeah, I am a goblin, or a bunch of gremlins, whichever you prefer, and I run the Wednesday game. Dragonthorn and Lyrium.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
With the seed, is the trench coat still on? Or are the gremlins just,
No, they are just running around right now.
The trench coat
see.
has been traded in for a sundress.
Yes.
They're just floating in the hot tub right now.
It's a house coat.
It's a dressing gown.
It's a house coat.
But yeah.
Hi, I am Dawn. I am hijacking tonight's session. And I will be putting everybody in the hot seat.
Yay, the hot seat.
Hey.
It's not as good as it sounds.
Yay.
We have a Lemuria as well, but Lemuria is going to join us a bit later.
He is otherwise disposed at the moment,
Yes.
but he will be joining us.
He's
thankfully.
on order to prepare questions.
Good.
Ooh.
I have him
dear.
chained to a desk somewhere. He will join as soon as he has them.
Alright.
I have enabled myself
Hello.
on web camera just for you guys.
Oh,
For no one else to
wow.
see.
Get fucked.
Leon.
Hello, everyone. I am Leon. I play John Masto in the Cerulean Springs campaign and Nick Silvertongue in the Sunrise
Star.
Sunrise Star.
the Sunrise Star campaign, as well as the graphic designer for the company, and as such am just currently designing the layout for the handbook.
Yay.
Ugh.
Ooh.
There's so much pollen outside, so if you hear me sneeze, that's why.
Ooh.
Join the club, Sugar. Join
Yeah,
the club.
No, it's absolutely understandable.
Uh-huh.
Maud.
Weaklings. Oh, yeah, it's me next. Hi.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Maud. I play Panda in in Cerulean Springs, you know, the battle made chippy. I play blah 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 Mickey Red Cell in the Sunrise Star, and um, the only one that's got a playlist done right now. I also play blah 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 blah.
Moxie?
Foxy!
Moxie Davis in
You're
the
on
Dragon
Foxy.
Age and Dragonthorn and Lyrium.
We can do it. We're professionals. Don't worry. We keep track of everything. We swear.
Professional bankers.
We're professionals, I swear.
Hey,
Like,
we're not professional winkers.
are-
That's a business. There is a Winkers Incorporated somewhere.
There's our two taglines for the show are technical difficulties and we're professionals, I swear.
Yes, pretty much.
And we trademarked the word soon.
That's mine. I trademarked the word soon. I use that everywhere.
Hello.
Yeah.
Trademark soon.
Hello.
Party popper
Welcome
sound.
to-
Choose yourself.
What, I need to mute myself? What?
No.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
But this is so sudden. I'm
Then maybe we should've gotten here earlier.
panicking.
Good. Hello, Panic.
Hi,
King,
Panicky.
I'm
Nice to meet you.
Oh shit, we've been live for 6 minutes. That explains things. Okay. I am Linkus, I play Lemuria, I also run things on tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Sunrise Star,
Yep, the Sunrise Star.
which is our D&D 3.5 heavily modified show. Now, before we begin, we are gonna go through. We're gonna go through the changes that are happening in the game itself. So, as you all know, we are developing Cerulean Springs TTRPG, our cyber fantasy proprietary made system. As such, we are currently in late alpha, and of course there are a number of changes, and these changes will probably affect the stream as well. You probably see on the top of the main window there's momentum and threat. We are reworking the system because we noticed that the system is, as it is now, is probably giving way too much incentive to make a number of rolls just to try and get that momentum. So we are dividing that statistic into two parts. One that is for active scenes and one that is hoardable by characters. We're gonna explain it when we get to it, but for one, it's getting reworked. We are organizing ourselves a lot better now. We have a board. We have a workflow thing. Things are happening. And that should make it so the basics manual is gonna be ready soon TM, but a bit sooner than it was soon TM before. Along with that, we are considering switching to webcams for our Cerulean Springs show as well.
I don't have a webcam still.
We'll get you one.
We're gonna
Be your
fix that.
first business expense.
Yes, you can write it down as business. I'm so professional. I can even say business as well. But yeah,
Oh no, I can't write it down as a business expense. If I write it down as a business expense, that means I'm self-employed. That means I don't get unemployment money.
fuck, you're right. I was about to trick you. But yeah, no.
Oh,
You will
dear.
have to order it for him from that sweet Twitch money.
Yes. For fuck's sake, everything's falling apart. So this is what's happening with the system. As you probably noticed, with the fact that we're playing it quite regularly without too many hitches, the mechanics of the game are pretty solid. Of course, balancing and everything, but the main mechanics seems to be working fine. Of course, there's balancing to keep in mind, and mostly now the basics manual is requiring a number of fluff material that people will need to play as soon as we get the book. So, example monsters, example foes, pre-made characters, some better explanation of the rules where they might be a bit wonky in terms of explanation. But yeah, it's progressing and it's progressing fairly well. Of course, there's going to be layout, but we have Leon on that as well. So yeah, things are happening. It's scary. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's one of those things for growing up. It was one of those. It'd be cool to be part of something, but I don't think I'll ever be there. Here now, going, holy shit! Oh my god!
See, this is
Same.
this is the definition of be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
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 So, with that being said, let's do a little recap. We're going to start talking about Cerulean Springs, our main show, and we're going to start with a little recap of everything that happened so far, for those of you who have, like, all the backlog of episodes.
It's going to hell.
Here be spoilers.
Here be spoilers.
Yes.
Here be spoilers. We're gonna say we're gonna probably note spoilers for the show on descriptions. But yeah, if you don't want spoils, I don't know, mutant tab, and then we're gonna write something in chat.
Mute tab works the best, but yeah.
Yeah, I
If you're on the podcast, just
skip.
don't.
Skip to something that we're gonna show on the description of the podcast. So, December 30th, 2069, 4 people meet at the Angel Riker's Freelancer Collective, or ARC as it's known, in Cerulean Springs, in the Cerulean Springs setting. These people are Magpie, Nano, Naughtymouse, and Panda. They are contracted to act as security for the first of a year event that should happen in Azure Plaza, driven by Annabelle McCleary, a politician in the left-leaning side of the city's politics. They prepare, they go there, they have a bit of a spat with humanists. Everything is going fine, and this magical circle that should have been the centerpiece of the event is fired off, and everything goes to shit. This massive crystalline creature comes up on live TV with everyone's watching, and the group decides to stay and fight. A lot of lives are lost in this event. People are got scared of what happened. Humanists got a lot of rounds to their guns with this event, because they can go, oh, magic is awful, look at what happened. And our lovely party that decided to call themselves the Menagerie are caught in the middle of all this. They do notice a number of strange occurrences, a weird person getting away from the area, and the humanists managing to get away a lot sooner than the centerpiece of the event, which raises suspicions. Investigations are afoot, and of course they do still need money, because they got kinda shirked on the paycheck, since, well, not their fault, really, but still kinda was. At least for the contractor. So they take another job for delivering some chips for Verstat Enterprises, which is easily recognized as an Atsume offshoot. They go to Rama, a bit further away, and collect a number of chips. And as we come back, an ether storm, a magical storm that is caused by some anomalies in ether, hits and strands them in Rama with an unexpected passenger. One or something in the bag starts talking, and they get to know Lemuria, the new addition to the party.
Who has arguably one of the coolest introductions, in my opinion.
Yes,
Hang
indeed.
on.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not arguably. It is.
Yes.
So we're really not going to make the joke that the cat is out of the bag?
The
No,
monkey-
the lemur is.
The lemur is out of her bag. Well, which happened after a number of discussions on whether to just get on with the mission and ignore him. And Lemuria pleading with a nice orc huntress that he was getting kidnapped by the party and they needed to get him out.
Technically not incorrect.
Not incorrect. Technically, it was true, but still.
Also, I thought you were shooting us when you said, I'm a dead wizard trapped in a bag, and I went, there's no way that's true. And then it was, and I'm just like, what?
It's a dead wizard trapped in a bag.
Okay, someone's gonna have to roll bluff. Lemuria does not roll bluff.
They get back to civilization after the car got repaired, and they did manage to finish the job while making sure that one missing chip of a whole batch wasn't noticeable. Then again, they shouldn't even know what was in the bag, so well, they're not held responsible for anything. And this leaves them with a new companion to take care of. And after a nice visit
Lemuria was added to the party.
yes! And after a nice visit to the Mad Hatter, a very proficient, yet slightly unhinged forgery expert in the city, they do get back to their usual jobs, one of which is liberating an archaeological importance dig site from civilians, which apparently weren't civilians, and they got caught in a firefight with the Exarchs, which is something they still don't know much about, but they will eventually. But it's for some
Possibly,
other time.
maybe.
John thinks he's not such a bad guy.
They get
Yeah,
back.
but he's giving the Exarch the short end of the stick, definitely.
I think I was just too bewildered by the whole thing. Like, I was going, okay, now I'm a lemur, I guess. Now we're fighting mole men who believe that humanity should exist under the earth. What? Okay, then. This is fine.
I guess this is
I'm
the
a
life
wizard.
now. But yeah, they get back to civilization with some nifty loot and the risk of mind wiping Naughty Mouse, which didn't happen.
Thankfully, because I rolled well enough.
But they managed to get at least a new pickup truck, which became basically the official transportation of the whole party.
It's
The menagerie mobile.
Yeah.
The pussy wagon.
Oh,
It's our
no.
Not only your official transport is also officially a crafts project.
Yep.
Y'all are making a tank out of junkyard scrap.
Yep.
And you love it.
We're gonna build a turret.
Yes. They got back to the main investigation, and Magpie managed to infiltrate the humanists, at least until her ruse got caught by
You could
Rockster.
say it like that.
We got pretty far, okay?
Yeah. And, but that did, the trap that was sprung at least gave some insight on some of the humanist dealings in Old Town, where they use a contact with one of the gangs, now known as the Razorbacks, to have some people to hunt for sport, some gatecrashers, the mutated people of the setting, like Naughty Mouse and Panda, to hunt away from the eye of the law in an area where criminality and violence are widespread. They Magpie does manage to get away, but at the same time maintaining at least some slight contact with Rockstar, which became a lot deeper contact later on. They through McCleary's secretary, they do manage to get a meeting with McCleary, and they finally come to the realization of what happened the first of the year. McCleary was getting blackmailed by someone with information on her missing son to sabotage the event, but not to this extent. Apparently, someone sabotaged the sabotage and made it a lot worse. But to know who's the person that McCleary contracted, they have to retrieve the son for her. Make sure that McCleary's sons come back. And this is where we're approaching the current events. They went to Old Town since they had witnessed a person that fits the description and the pictures of McCleary's now gatecrasher son as in Old Town, and found out that her son disappeared shortly after the gatecrash, became a gang leader in Old Town, and has been basically kept there as this strong figure as someone else was dealing with all the business in the shadow, but a happenstance managed to start a war between the Raptors' territories and the Razorbacks, were the ones handling gatecrashers to Rockstars and his gang.
You know, now that you say all this out loud, it sounds incredibly inconvenient.
It really does. They are tasked with killing Dean, the leader of the Razorbacks, to make
Puppet Mister.
hello. To make sure that McCleary's son can come back without causing too much of a trouble in such tiring times. And this is where the menagerie is right now, with Naughty Mouse, by the way, using the pre-Gatecrash family name to try and make some sort of an exchange with the Raptors as a new protector, as a new figurehead for the territory.
Mm-hmm.
And now the menagerie is planning to kill someone. How does that make everyone feel?
Resigned.
Eh.
Eh,
John is an
Yeah.
assassin. He does not care.
he has it coming.
Oh, yes, no, Dean definitely has it coming, considering the whole thing. I'm just saying, you guys are straying further and further away from Ark. Usual modus operandi.
I mean, we are still getting paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
Not by Ark, but yes, you are. So, shall we start with the questions?
Questionnaires, because I have none.
I have none just yet. So.
I'm
How
just
much
cool,
of
don't
this
worry
was
about me.
pre-planned?
Oh, quite a bit, honestly.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to go into details, but
When, so can we make a promise where after the entirety of the campaign ends, you go back and tell us what was pre-planned and what was on the fly.
We absolutely can. I swear. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you if
Like,
I.
obviously, we're still in the midst of it. I feel like we're still probably in the beginnings of it. So
I mean-
you can't tell us too much
Actually,
without spoiling.
Follow up to that, is there an ending planned for this story?
There is, yes.
Oh,
Well,
thank God.
there is the end of an arc at the very least. And you're approaching it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say much about it, but basically, my plan is divided in a number of steps. You are currently about to finish the first step of a plan.
It's not
The
the end of a
first
campaign
step.
unless one tries to kill God.
Yeah, exactly. It's not end of a campaign, but it's basically your first big arc is being done.
Also, a question I was gonna ask. Once we get done with this arc, are we going to be taking a break of any sorts between it, or are we going to jump straight into the next arc?
You
We'd
will,
have to know closer to the end.
you will have some, if you want to have some downtime, we can take, like, perhaps, if you're talking about stream breaks, still planning about that, not sure. If you're talking about plot breaks, yes, it will have more times because things will switch scales, basically.
Things will finally calm down and everyone can have their mental breakdown.
Yeah.
So we can have a beach filler episode in between killing God and killing Cthulhu.
Pretty much, yes, it's gonna be something like that. You're gonna have some time to reflect on what happened, you're gonna have some time to deal with personal issues and all that fun stuff.
I don't have personal
This
issues.
is so fun.
Oh, you don't?
Do not say that in front of the DM. She will use that as her ammunition.
Lemuria is a perfectly well-adjusted individual.
Lemuria is personal issues
Har, har, har.
personified.
Oh,
So-
no.
Lemuria, remind us at what cyberpsychosis level you are currently?
Look, I don't play according to numbers. All right.
Uh-huh. The numbers play according to you.
Dice are just crunchy blocks to eat.
How is your
the
chip holding out?
cyberpsychosis follows how I roleplay. You'll see.
How is your chip holding out, by the way?
It's only like, what is it, like 15% degraded?
75% down. Like, not down, like, it's at 75% efficiency at the moment.
That's honestly, I'm
Yikes.
getting more mileage out of it than I was expecting.
I'm not gonna be that evil to just make you go to someone every single week. But
To be honest, only 2 weeks have passed in the campaign just yet, so...
yeah, exactly. It's been
So,
some very
Either
bad
he
2
dies
weeks.
or we find a way to stabilize him.
So, before we continue, do we need to have a recap of Dragonthorn and Lyrium as well? In case that comes up, or are we just diving into questions?
Oh, we can have a recap on Dragonthorn and Lyrium as well.
Okay, so far, the party has met up. They have taken a whole session to do their shopping, to introduce themselves, and then they got ready to leave Kirkpole, which is one of the big city-states in the Free Marches in the Dragon Age setting in Thedas. And they had embarked on an expedition into Valdesintai, led by Yanto Mordam, a Riveni merchant. And on the way, they stopped at a tavern called the Wicked Mabar to rest for the last night on the surface. And after that, I'm gonna say the next day again. Yes, I am my vocabulary is yes. So they finally entered the deep roads where they run into a crossroads where the way forward that the expedition leader wanted to take was blocked. So they set up camp, they had some merriment, they had food, they had drink. The expedition leader was discussing how to unblock the tunnel with their demolitionist or demolition expert. And in the meantime, Tekla was having an arm wrestling match with Terius, the left hand of or right hand of Yanto. Doesn't matter which hand.
Both hands.
Both hands, basically, yeah. And there was betting. It was fun. It was exciting. And after it ended, someone we shall not name has actually blown up the blockage of the tunnel forward.
Wasn't me.
Which it wasn't you, indeed. Which has caused a huge ass shockwave and dust and all that shit that ended up blowing out all the torches, all the lights, and blocking the way back. Also, at this point, the Deep Stalkers swarmed out from the tunnel, attacking the party and the NPCs, which most of the Deep Stalkers the party have killed quite fast. But then a giant spider appeared. And we are just at the point where the party has defeated the giant spider. They had a little bit of downtime after that just to look around in the cavern, and they will embark into the now open tunnel next week.
Fighting.
Open tunnel.
Yay!
Blink, if you want to recap your one episode or no?
My one episode is the parties encountered racism,
Fantasy
and I didn't
Okay.
realize how apropos that would be.
That was quite the timing you had there.
Oh, well, the
Yeah.
discrimination by the guards and the authorities for being different. This isn't going
Who
to be.
could have thought?
I have actually had to change because of this an awful lot of stuff. Like, I'm actually there are certain subplots and stuff that I'm probably gonna have to leave until much later on because
we don't want to be insensitive.
we don't want to be insensitive, and I don't think the climate right now is okay. Let's add some complexity to the racists by making them somewhat justified.
Oh no.
I think
Yeah.
that's a bad idea for a story these days.
At the moment, yes.
Yes.
No, definitely not the best option, I will say.
Not the move, Chief,
But
as they say.
our lovely Link is a great storyteller, so
Hang on. Oh
Well,
yes,
they're
and
not
etc.
terrible
etc. It's
for us anyway.
3.5 with heavy mods from Pathfinder to make it more accessible.
yeah. I
Because
think
even Pathfinder is more accessible than 3.5.
I think we just like to CMB and CMD sort of thing, just for the grappling rolls, which are weird in
Grappling.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, CMB, CMD, and occasionally dipping into either the 3.5 SRD or the PF SRD, depending on what sort of universe I'm feeling that day.
Also, I love your sense of humor and sense of storytelling for it because it's very, very fun. It's a very matter of fact to the silliness of it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of it is when Cherry's character was like, "Oh yeah, or whoever was playing the Druid is like, I want to talk to the moss," and you're like, "Well, you could talk to the moss, but they really only care about sunlight and water." And then there's another plant there. Where you're like, "Oh yeah." But they're kind of racist. The trees are racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
I don't want to take away the ability to talk to plants or anything, but they're a lot more general than that.
Sadly.
It's like they actually have personalities. It's not just like, "Oh yeah, the wind is going that way, just go that way." No, you give them personalities, and I love it.
I do my best.
By the way, we do have an Adri here who plays Tekla in Dragonthorn and Lyrium.
Hi.
Hi!
I woke up.
One of my high school best friends.
Aww.
Treat
Aw.
her gently.
I thought there was a weird number of people in the call. I couldn't put my finger on why.
Because we're so used to seeing all of them.
Or none of them.
Care to introduce yourself?
Who, me? Okay,
Yes,
so...
you.
You.
Yes, our guest of honor.
Yes, oh, wow. I'm
Make
flattered.
her blush.
I am blushing. My cat is blushing too. Okay, so... Hi, I'm Audrey. As the others have already said, I'm playing Thekla in Dragonthorn and Lyrium, and I don't know what else I should or could say.
She exists.
So,
Mostly on
I
Tumblr.
exist. Don't embarrass me like that.
Oh.
It's not
Don't
embarrassing.
do this to me, Kara.
So, by the way, I do have a question for Kara.
Yes.
It's your first DMing experience, isn't it?
Yes.
How is it treating you?
I want to cry.
Welcome!
Okay, so seriously, I really enjoy it. I just have problem with organization in general as like someone who most probably has ADD, so it's just a bit hard to like get myself to sit down and write what the fuck I want to do next session.
And then you've got a few of us GMs leaning over your shoulders, going, are you sure you want to? Are you sure that's the direction you want to take, GM?"
I know, yeah. But that help is appreciated. Like I literally only like put down a couple of sentences if I don't have a very definite plan. A couple of sentences of where I want this to go or what like cool stuff you probably find.
It's
Shit like that.
being able to ad-lib sessions with tiny amounts of prep is something that took me years to like figure out because I've never had the patience for like actually writing out and planning.
Honestly,
Yeah.
on Wednesday session I didn't think you guys would dare go into the side tunnel where the glowing slimes were, so that was completely like on the spot shit.
Oh god! What are we doing? No, stop!
I told you it was scary. Why are you doing this?
Yep.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Like I personally recommend you stick with it, but don't expect to be stellar at it for a good while. But
Yeah,
once you do, then suddenly like you just go, okay, here's the world. There are no rails.
Yeah, like, it's an acquired skill, don't worry. And you're...
Go too far to the left and you will fall off.
I have to say, like, the whole slime scene, you handled it really well.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
think so too.
I had very few problems with GMing the last Dragonthorn game. Mostly, and I glare at Don for a moment. Mostly, they were just like characters that were.
We had this conversation, darling. Drop it.
Okay.
Also, Chera, speaking of someone who also is very new to GMing and all that, sometimes your players will find something that's funny and will make fun of it, take it in stride because it's also funny.
Oh yeah, no, I am having the time of my life watching you guys think about all the fucking conspiracy theories that could be there, and not knowing which one of them exists and which one doesn't is just so fucking
Oh
amusing to
shit.
me.
It's getting so hot in here.
Thank you.
I suddenly
Also, you're
feel
welcome.
cold out.
And it's wonderful. You get to invoke Schrodinger's GM, where they're all possible until you
Yes!
decide on one.
Exactly. It's fucking great.
Yeah, the players get like a week in between sessions to like over plan and over prepare for things.
Not
But
to
the
mention...
GM never has to settle on anything for definite until it's happened.
Not to mention, this is what I noticed. Like, this happens mainly with GMs that turn players. They start going full on paranoid. I'm absolutely guilty of that because I know what shit I will do to the players. Like, I know how things will go. Like, oh,
I went, oh god. Jerry, do you remember years and years ago when we played D&D together? Mm-hmm. And I went a little bit mad about mind spiders.
oh god, yes.
Do you know where my head went when this spider turned out to be able to maybe understand the concept of magic? And then
No!
and right after we got caved out of one place and into another place.
Oh no! Oh,
Mind games.
There is.
Yeah.
I'm convinced now there's like a secret society of giant spiders.
I am definitely looking forward to bringing in some psychological horror stuff into this.
you already did!
Yay!
Hey!
You terrified poor Kamnar.
Guys, I aspire to be Pumpkinberry, and I will stay on that road as long as I fucking can.
Oh god, then we're screwed. Oh dear.
It's one of those. I found when I GM, I am pretty lax. I enjoy seeing the weird shit my players get up to.
Oh, that's one of the best part of GMing. Like,
And I'm very merciful when it comes to it too. I'll be like, no, like, don't worry, you're safe. I tend to give my players a little bit of plot armor in the beginning, but I am paranoid of anyone who has the power of authority over me, specifically like when it comes to playing. So I'll be like, all right, so the GM has total control of everything with the dice and which way the story goes. They can throw literally anything in here. I'm going to prepare for everything.
On that note, I did give you guys a little bit of plot armor because the Kunari mage, she had a magical mishap. Almost had a magical mishap, and there was a high chance that she would turn into an abomination.
oh dear. Yeah,
And she's a bit higher level than you guys are, so that would have been a bit.
I did notice a willpower roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
She likes me.
So magical mishap can happen when you fail the. So you don't meet the target number for the spell you cast, and simultaneously you roll a 1 on your dragon die. So it's quite rare, but it can happen. And then you have to roll the willpower test, and I think from the willpower test, your dragon die, if you fail, your dragon die will decide what magical mishap happens. One of them is getting
Can you
lost
get
on
a
the page.
stunt on a magical mishap?
No.
So you blow up, but it looks amazing.
No. Oh, there goes Audrey.
Order comes back.
Ouch, back.
But yeah, like, I didn't want that to happen on, like, session 3, so I was just like, okay, just this once, I'm gonna fudge this fucking roll.
Yeah,
But,
you've got to learn the fine art of fudging.
Yes.
Like in the testing game that I did for you all, the spiders failed quite a few stealth rolls.
Oh.
Wow.
And why was it necessary for you to fudge those?
Because like them falling out of the ceiling or into the middle of you on their backs going, oh no, hello. Was not quite the theme that I was going for.
An instance of a joke of something happening that your players will find hilarious and continue on the story.
Especially we have drop spiders.
Yeah, that would have been
Remind me
those
sometime to
spiders
help.
are safe from us.
Remind me sometime to tell y'all about the wine cauldron story.
Oh god. The wine cauldron?
Oh, did I not tell you guys that?
I don't think so.
Can I tell that story real quick?
We're just chatting. Yes, you can.
Okay, so I had this idea for a campaign when I was first, because I was back when I first met Jerry and Dawn. I originally found them on Reddit because I was on the looking for parties subreddit, and it was like I found 3. 2 of them responded, one of which was the one that Jerry and Dawn were in, and the other one was like, hey, we're looking for a GM, and I'm thinking, all right, I can do this. I've never played D&D in my life, but I can GM.
Famous last
So
words, yes.
so we started playing, and I created kind of the setting where it was like, oh, here's this magical forest, and you get, essentially it was like they get trapped in there, and they have to fight the souls of people who died trying to investigate it. And one of them was a bard who really liked wine. And the puzzle I set up was they had to make a certain wine. But because wine takes a long time to make, I was like, oh, I'll have a magic cauldron that can, once you put all the ingredients for wine, it instantly makes wine.
Just insta-ferment.
Yeah, it's like instant. It was a magic point like where you can hold it like essentially just make wine, and I was like, all right, so I have like there's this abandoned shack, and here's all the ingredients, but you have to find them, and there's this cauldron in the middle, and you have to like, and so they put them all in there, and they make this wine. I did not believe it was wine. They were like, oh yes, the juice, and I'm like, it's wine. It's like wine takes time. It's a magic cauldron. Trust me on this. It's wine.
It is wine. Don't worry. Taste it. It's alcoholic.
If you drink it, you will get drunk. I promise you this.
I will drink to that.
Oh.
Yeah,
but
players can be fucking idiots sometimes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's so many memes of like, oh yes, here's this simple puzzle that the DM puts in, and then you have like the party going bullshitting for an hour, going.
Oh god.
On this simple puzzle, I'm like, there's no way it's this simple of a thing. It's that simple of a thing.
I am so guilty of that.
Guys, I dread the time when I actually put in a puzzle to Dragonthorn and Lyrium, and you guys are just gonna be standing there like.
It's gonna be that old comic of just like friendship and with staring at it and going no.
Cherry, out of all the puzzles that you've put into Cerulean Springs, whether it's in the stream or in any of the playtests, which was the simplest puzzle that you feel like that we took too much time on?
Oh, it wasn't even a puzzle, but basically, there was one session of stream. You were there.
Yeah.
The
Wait, which of us?
You, Lemuria, Linkies.
Okay.
The fucking
From
entrance.
now on, can you just call me Leo so
one
so
moment.
it's Leo and Liam?
Sorry, I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
From now on, just call me Leo so it's an easier distinction.
Will do. No, we're gonna wait a moment because Link is the.
Hey Leo, what's your star sign?
That would have been great though if I was actually a Leo too. A Leo named Leo.
I am an Aries, and my ascendant star sign is Leo.
I am a Sun, Taurus, Aries, a Taurus Sun, Aries Moon, Rising Scorpio.
Okay, also fun fact, my dad is an Aries as well. He was born on the same day as I was, and my mom is a Leo.
My dad is a Cancer, and my mom is a Sagittarius.
Oh right, Jesus! I just heard Dad is Cancer.
Oh no! Oh
Oh, that's some daddy issues there.
Well, that's gonna make the conversation interesting because my mom is a virgin.
I love that.
I'm a most awful of a signs.
You're a Scorpio.
I'm a Scorpio.
I'm Aquarius.
So am I.
I'm Cancer. Hi, hello.
Hi.
I'm
I will
Fishy
now
Fish.
floss.
Yay!
Yay.
This is.
So,
So
puzzles.
is most of my family actually. It's really quite weird.
Damn, nice. So yeah, puzzles. Linkies.
Yes.
The entrance to the melon shop.
The melon. Oh.
So here's the thing, right? There's this location that is actually like written even in the novel Theogair, which is
Goodness.
this magical shop that has some ties to the underground mercenary organization, and the thing that this shop is known for is it has an entrance that only mages can get in. And the only thing you need to do is just put your hand on it, channel some meter, activate an alchemical matrix, the fucking wall opens, and that's it. Now, Linkis was playing Mr. Tward, who had a lot of contacts into the mafia. Like he had a retinue and everything.
Like back when it was a more complicated system.
Yes, back when it was a more complicated
and
system.
It was like Jerry was sort of doing. You were doing a little bit like World of Darkness, where you could play someone with like huge amounts of money and all the contacts.
Yes.
Play someone who's personally powerful.
And then I realized that if you decided to do that, you can buy like the best equipment immediately, and then nothing is a challenge anymore. And we're like, that might not work that well, honestly. So.
See, I didn't know this, and I made a rich character.
They get in front of this store, and Linky's character just starts thinking about bombing the damn place. Because they're like, oh, we can't enter this place. I'm gonna call like 6 people and explosives. Like, it's just an archaeological lock. No.
That's one does.
Okay. Oh no! If this place won't open for Mr. Towards, I will make it open.
It's one of those things that I learned in creative writing class where it's a lot easier to make a story coherent when you have some people proofreading it, but when you're a GM, especially for something experimental like this, it's very hard to find.
One thing that I had a blog some time ago, and I did. One of the reasons why I love role playing so much is because as a writer is a very amazing tool to have.
Oh yeah.
GMing is great because you go, okay, I have a story. This is the story. You put it in front of a character. The character could go, oh no, I'm going to fucking blow that thing up. And you have to work around that. So you start going, okay, how can I make this work for the story? And that's really great if you write yourself in a corner.
Like, didn't it end with just like a stare down between me and the shop owner? Like, oh,
Pretty much.
fireball, and me just like fingers to my head, menacing.
Yes, pretty much. Like it was like the store entrance
after
was
the person that supposedly did not have magic went, touch the wall, door opens.
Yeah, it ended like that. But that sort of improvisation is what helps a lot even in writing. And playing as well, because you have conversation with other characters played by other people that can be a lot more natural than maybe one that you do yourself. Because if you play all the characters, you tend to have a very... Sometimes you might have some trouble making dialogue, but if you're role playing, you can see dialogue in other settings and with other weird things happening that happens between 2 different people, and that's a great thing.
Let's phrase it like this: what is more natural, talking to somebody else or talking to yourself?
I mean, both is natural technically.
Yeah, I mean, at least
yes. What sounds more natural? When you're talking to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
That answer will change a lot after this quarantine. Sorry for the dark joke.
Games like these are just a very long and complicated extension of the game. Yes, and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can agree with that.
And?
And also no.
The rules have been broken.
because it's just one of those. We do something and it's completely bullshit, and like Jerry wants to go one way, but we're like, oh, let's follow this path, and she just has to go, okay, so you go this path.
And that
Completely,
moves
like-
around 5 times.
Yeah.
That moves around
Yeah.
5 times, and then you end up where I wanted you. Nah.
It's like Jerry plans out 5 different directions. We choose the 6th.
yes.
Truthfully, how many times have we done that in this campaign?
In this campaign, just a couple, because I went really, really ham on planning. I did show you the notes for the first session.
Oh,
I had
that actually.
everything planned out. Like, I guess the only thing I didn't plan is if you killed McCleary. Like, if some of you just went, oh, I'm gonna shoot him a bitch in the face. I was like, okay, we are off the rails now. I don't know what's going
I
on.
mean, I was very close to
Don't
doing
do
so.
that.
Well, would have ended the arc real quick.
Oh, yeah, no, indeed.
Yeet.
And the mirror goes, fucking ace, starts tearing up his credit cards.
But yeah, no. As for the rest, I had a plan and I stuck to it mostly. And I guess it was mainly when you went and did your own thing that I had to find ways to improvise, because I planned the whole story. I didn't plan like the specific, like Leo, when you went to your parents.
Uh-huh.
That was completely off the rails. Like, I was, what's going on now? Okay, right, this is happening. Fine.
Well, and I feel like those kind of things are, unless we give you a heads up of like, this is what I want to do. Usually, because like you plan the stuff like the plots and all the NPCs, and we have complete control of our characters.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a week to do all this planning of like, all right, so here's what's happening in the world. We're doing this and this, this. We are the players are left with ourselves and our characters. So it's like, all right, so time to overthink everything. Just like, what would my character be doing right after this moment? Would they be doing this or this or this or this? And I'm thinking, all right, I'm running out of options. I think I might have to go into my character's backstory at this next point, and just kind of flow with that.
Yeah. Done.
Yes, I am still present.
Yay. You had questions.
I did. I was also planning on hijacking the show, but then my hijack got hijacked.
Hijack away.
Then hijack it.
Yes. It was rejected.
My hijack was rejected. Lovely.
Your hijack was low
Hijack,
jack.
hijacked.
Yep, lad. There we go. So, now, where do we start? So, we are covering all 3 campaigns now at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Delightful. Well, I guess my first question goes out to our three GMs at this moment.
Hello.
If you were dropped in your own campaign, what kind of character would you bring?
If I was dropped where?
In your own campaign, what kind of character would you bring?
With everything that the party knows so far, or with everything that I know so far?
No, if next session you were dropped in, who would you bring?
Yeah, but is this like for the sake of? I already know where this is going, though. So
with plot knowledge or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you know, but do realize you can't metagame once you're a player.
Fair.
Okay.
I would go in either as one of my 2 NPCs, either as Terrace or as the Kunari Mage.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
I'd probably go as a cleric.
Keep us alive.
We would need that.
Yeah, no, that's
You have that.
Oh no, don't be a cleric for my own benefit. And fuck all of you. I want to do zombie stuff.
Oh. You wanna go?
You will be that cleric that doesn't heal anybody, like deal with your own shit, I'm killing stuff.
Too busy
You've got an oracle,
being
you'll be
awesome. I will probably go with. I think I might bring a mechanist hacker sort of hybrid, or perhaps another firearm expert.
Okay.
Because your party is pretty well balanced, so I wouldn't know who to bring, but I will really like to try my hand on the whole tech side of things after the magic side of things.
Okay.
Okay.
Playing against stereotype there, Jerry.
Yes, I know,
Delightful.
right?
Okay. The next question is actually for Audrey. Do I pronounce that right? Audrey?
Audrey.
Audrey.
They're muted.
They are muted,
I'm
so
back. Okay,
You're back.
so
Lovely.
it's Audrey as
Audrey. Okay.
Okay.
My question to you is, how was it to get dropped into a group that already kind of was a group? Because a lot of us have played together before.
It wasn't that bad. As Chara said, we've known each other for quite some time now, well over 10 years or so. It's been over 10 years.
12, actually.
12, Jesus. I feel old. Okay, and
I know.
the thing is, Wolf or Alex or whatever name he's using now is also a friend from high school. So basically, the three of us have been kind of a group, but the thing is, neither Wolf nor myself has ever tried anything of this. So it's, I don't feel like I'm very much out of a group because I kind of feel like that we're all a bit still in our learning processes and getting to know each other in some ways.
I'm gonna say I'm amazed we haven't started creaking up.
Yeah, sort of. So
Yeah.
basically,
Sorry.
okay, go ahead, Justin.
Not please
I
go
was
ahead.
I was just gonna say that I've been planning to run these two campaigns for like 2 years now, but I never got to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't really feel like out being. I forgot how to English. So basically, I don't
Okay.
feel like someone who is outside the group because there's not much of a group yet. In a way, if that makes any sense, it does not. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
that
sense.
makes sense.
Hmm.
The characters aren't a group yet. It's just the players outside the game that have like two groups.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel like much of an issue yet.
Okay, delightful. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I actually
I'm
have a
glad to say
question.
it. What?
I actually have a
To me?
question for Don.
You're asking me questions now, Jerry?
Yes, I am.
Very
I get.
brave.
I know, right? Little Osa, what are our thoughts on being with this bunch of people? Like, how did Little Osa end up in this situation?
Well, that is a two-part question. What part do I start with, Jerry?
Oh, whichever one you want.
So how far into backstory do we want to go?
Not too spoilery, but
Too spoilery. Okay. Little Osa loves stories and loves like the meaning behind stories. They love allegories and like fables.
Allegory and metaphor. And
Yes, those things. I also don't have English as a native language, so please excuse me. So they came across this option to go explore an area that hasn't been explored in a long time. So in her head, it started going like how many lost stories could be in there. Maybe I can write my own story and become part of somebody's story. Maybe someday people will tell stories about me. Who knows? So that's kind of how she ended up in there. When she signed up, I don't think she quite realized how big the whole thing was going to be. She is from the people that historically are supposed to be dragon killers. And she just goes like, and she was like a little bit, I don't want to say ridiculed for it, but she was never really taken too serious back home.
But do remind me, what's your second highest roll again?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I believe my second highest roll in the game is courage.
Okay, that's all.
Character growth.
Because
It can be a lot of different things.
No further statement, Your Honor.
you have no idea how much courage it took me to go up to you to give you that paper.
Fair point.
Much bravery.
Much bravery, much wow. Yeah, but she kind of like expects people to see her that way, like to not really take her serious in any way, so she's scared of trying.
Oh.
But like if you probe her in the right areas, she will like forget to be nervous around people.
And just go full on nerd out on things.
Go for it. Like it happened when it kind of happened with the big scary lady when she showed interest in the picture of the flowers. She just automatically went into this teaching moment. And like a similar thing was on the brink of happening when Verania addressed her about the flowers as well, but she was too caught off guard for it to go there yet.
Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening? Yes, no, that's elf ears. It's fine. Eat.
Yeah, so I'm definitely expecting her to open up to the group a bit more. I was definitely not expecting Moxie to lie about my whereabouts because she didn't know me. She didn't owe me anything. I was like, huh?
No, Moxie just saw a kid that seemed scared.
I also love how she's like 23 years old, but everybody calls her a kid.
Because you're short.
Yeah, but
Because
so are
you're
you!
shy.
In my defense,
Well,
my
mine
is
is
what I
30.
am.
Yeah, does that kind of answer your question?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Okay, lovely. Back to my list. I got completely broken out of my train of thought there.
Oh.
No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Leo.
Yes.
Oh, I'm interrupting your knitting. I'm so sorry.
No, it's crocheting,
It's crocheting.
and it's
Pardon?
literally just so I can keep concentration on anything.
Okay, lovely. You're allowed to not answer the question if it goes too deep into backstory, but how close were you and Honey?
I feel like Honey was one of those family friends that was kind of like an uncle to John. Because Honey is like in the mid 40s, I think, was what Jerry said.
Pretty much, yes.
Like in their, yeah, so already like middle age, kind of getting up there in age, while John is, I think, 28 as of current. So there's a bit of an age gap, and they would not have had like a romantic relationship or anything like that. But it would have been like one of those. John probably would have seen him as annoying, like an annoying family member, like an annoying cousin or something like that, just from the way that Honey is. But there still would have been that like familial bond of like, all right, we watch each other's back.
Okay.
Not to mention me, he's competent enough in his job.
Yes, he's just an ass.
I can respect that.
Of
I
course
can
you
respect
can.
the ass.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. Why I'm giving it's still only a soft push, but a soft push towards wrapping up Lemuria's thing, so that I can go on to a new character. Not just because I cannot maintain focus on one character for a long period of time, but also I'm just getting tired of being so nice.
Okay.
I almost feel bad for you.
Like, I want to play a dickhead again.
I'm sorry, I think there's something wrong with my hearing. What did you say?
I said I want to play a different character because I'm tired of playing Lemuria. He's just too nice. He's
If
too
that's
polite
too
and
nice, I want
well-mannered.
to see your rude.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't. I have been NPC'd by this guy as a player. That's how rude he gets.
Oh yeah, I called you an NPC.
Yes, you did. He can get very bad. Can be interesting though, but just make sure you aim it at the bad guys before you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I mean, if you aim it at yourself, it can be a really effective, like, drama element.
I guess so. Problem is somehow he gravitates towards other players.
Yeah, it's called being a member of the party.
Moving on.
I will work incredibly well. I will have great synergy with the rest of the party. But I will also call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah, but you usually also single out that one person in the party and make sure that they don't feel comfortable around you. I've seen you do it to Andy. I've seen you do it to me. I've been on that end. You do that quite often. But
Wow,
let's
okay.
move on.
Feeling a bit of anger there.
Aubrey, are you still here?
I think she is.
I believe she just unmuted herself.
Yep. Me here.
Okay. We did this in the previous state of Sprita, which is we all threw out our favorite ships,
Oh, yes.
whether reasonable
that.
or not. And I would like to invite you to start us off with Dragonthorn and Lyrium. Who would you like to see hooked up?
Oh
Hooking.
my god.
Yep.
Saucy.
Jeez, let's get this ship's rolling. Come on.
Oh my god. I need to think on this. Would it be very self-centered to say that I ship myself with Theris?
With who?
No, that's great.
With
who?
the elf lady, like the elf lady.
Muscle wives.
Oh,
The muscle
Yes.
wives. I mean,
I can see that, yes.
I ship it.
That's cute.
Yeah.
other than that,
It started
I
out with an
don't know.
arm wrestle, and then it went a very, very amorous direction.
You're welcome. Okay, so that and I don't know, not much else so far. Sorry.
You can say crack ships as well, not just like one.
Like, obviously stupid ones that'll never work.
Exactly.
but would make interesting fanfictions.
Oh,
Okay, moving on. We
I
saved
genuinely cannot
last.
wait until we get big enough to actually get fanfiction. I'd love that
Oh
so
god,
much.
yes.
I dread the moment.
Okay. Leo,
Yes.
who would you pair?
In
viewer.
which setting?
You are a viewer of Dragonthorn, are you not?
I am.
Did you watch it? As a viewer,
I
who
do.
would you?
Um,
Because that's
That's a good
another
question.
perspective.
yes. I kind of like the idea of Jerry's character and Liam's character.
Oh god.
It's because they're
Now
both
that you
lit
mention it,
mages,
so
isn't
do
it?
I.
No, it's because one is an overachiever and the other feels like an underachiever.
That's a fucking crack ship, if you ask me.
It's one of those things where
Oh.
both characters are trying to hide. I know Jerry's character is at least trying to hide some form of identity. I believe Liam's character is trying to hide their magic, and I feel like that's an interesting dynamic of, oh, we're trying to be like, in a relationship, but also hiding something, and it's literally you're hiding the same exact thing.
Hear me out.
It's like two superheroes dating, but they can't know that they're superheroes.
No, hear me out. So, Jerry's character is from a nation that has historically enslaved elves and still enslave elves.
Not only elves.
Liam's character is from the elves who would like to be free and like to reclaim their own past.
It would be like, what do you call it? The Romeo Juliet type of deal where you can't, like,
Unrequited. Or unrequitable.
forbidden love type deal.
Yeah,
Star-crossed lovers.
Yeah.
No, I mean, considering Gwilling is an elf, just crossed.
So, would anybody else like?
When you need him.
Would anybody else like to add a ship?
Big Conard Lady and Little Osa.
I was about to say that one.
What?
But don't you
That's tip of
see,
the day.
you're the only people who talk to each other. There must be something more to happen.
God.
It is the law of fanfic.
It's literally adorable.
We can ship it.
Me and Jerry haven't even exchanged more than a sentence together. We're obviously shipped.
Oh god.
That's also a cute one where it's literally like just big buff, big buff partner and like little excitable partner.
Yeah.
That's one of my
I've just
favorite
been
dynamics.
momming the group.
Okay. My next question is for everybody who plays in more than one campaign.
So not me.
You can take a break. You escaped
We'll be
this
back to
one.
you later.
How would your characters react to each other?
Oh dear.
Oh, I can't answer that because I'm an overseer.
To be a player in at least 2 campaigns.
Alright, so which character? Because I still also have the character I'm going to be bringing in once I get rid of John.
You've been trying.
You say it
Okay,
like that, it sounds so bad.
I'm fairly certain
So
if all
we're
my characters
just
came together.
swapping out every character now? Lemuria's leaving, John's leaving.
If all my characters came together,
John's
they'd
becoming
make
a background
Iron Man.
NPC, is what's happening.
Murray wants his life back.
Yeah,
Like
we're
or his
still gonna
dad?
keep him on the leash. He owes us.
He'll pay you back in royalties. He's an incredibly successful ritualist. Too successful for a level 3 party.
He's stuck as a robot.
Eagle.
I gotta say, if it's between John and Nyx, will quite have an opinion of Nyx, but I don't think Nyx would quite like John.
Ah, yes, the straight man and the mercenary.
Implying the Nyx is straight.
No, I mean in the way of like,
No,
Nyx doesn't tolerate bullshit. Or
I feel
crime.
like Nyx would probably think of John as a threat.
Ooh.
Because I feel like Nyx is about one thing, about to be 2. And actually about to be 3.
Oh.
Because I just realized the party gets to be on that list too.
Aw.
We just need to
Aww.
have more character development, because it's like, really, Nyx at the moment only really cares about his wife. The, about to be 2 is the wife is pregnant, and about to be 3 is the party. So,
I see.
and
I see.
Nyx really is his only goal in life is just to make sure that his family, however big it grows,
Well cared for.
they're safe, happy, and loved. And if that means overthrowing a government, it means overthrowing a government. If it means I have to deal with these zombie hands again, fuck it, I'll deal with the zombie hands again.
I mean, the whole overthrowing the government, considering where you are, doesn't really sound like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know, like, Kiva would help you overthrow the government. As much of an asshole as she is, she would help you overthrow the government.
Mickey's all for it. They'd make a great advisor.
I feel like Kiva would probably be the godmother of the kids. Just like a grumpy godmother.
The evil godmother, yeah.
Just like
If you
I feel like
now, Auntie Kiva will come and eat you.
I feel like the party would all be godparents, to be honest.
You'll
I
roll
feel
so
like
bad on
because-
intimidation, the kids will love you even more.
Yeah, it's one of those, because how I have it is it's halfway through the pregnancy, so there's still a few months left. I feel like within that time span, the party will grow close enough that Nyx will be just like, yep, I'm naming these 3 idiots as my child's grandparents.
Oh god.
Not realizing that if he dies, we all die together.
True. Also, my backup character for that game is the wife.
Oh.
Amazing.
Oh,
Ow.
I do not have a backup character for that game. I intend
Me
on
neither.
Kiva surviving and seeing through what she wants.
Wait.
Yeah, although on that note, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Leo,
I
you
leave
mean
it
to
up
tell
you,
me.
Liam.
Also, Liam, please don't kill the wife or the baby. I am begging you.
they are
Leo,
needed
you
for
need to
story
tell me.
progression.
Well, the more you don't let me forget that they exist by pleading for their lives.
The more tempted he gets.
We will know who's gonna get kidnapped in the next arc.
It's my escapist fantasies to have a loving family and a nice house. And I'm working on the nice house part of the game.
I feel like you should play The Sims instead of D&D then.
It's literally. So I play a carpenter for a reason, and that's so I can do home improvements.
Adorable.
Those services will be offered to the rest of the party after this mission.
Aw.
Do we get a
Lovely.
family discount?
You get it for free.
Oh,
That's a big family discount.
yeah.
It's literally Nyx looking at the shit situation and being like, alright, so I've been called a mutt all of my life because I'm a half-elf. And then I'm looking over and I'm seeing these 3 people getting treated the same, if not worse than I am. Fuck it, we're in this together.
We are.
My favorite way of enforcing party cohesion: make literally everyone else their enemy.
I mean, it works.
It does, yeah.
Although,
Where is it
on
going
the note, Kara, of your little dark elf,
My
dark
ultimate-
fairy thing.
My ultimate goal, yes.
I realized once me and Stephen took in all of the details of your character, we had to go through and change quite a few things about some of the dungeons.
Liam, quick question. Do you need me to write out my backstory for my character? Would that help?
If you like, it's always going to help. I can't guarantee it'll help as much as the effort you put into it.
I have
You
it all
ma- you
thought
may
out.
put a
I
lot
just
more
need to
effort
put
into
I
it
just need to
than
put pen to paper. Is
I
all.
managed to figure things out. But by all means, it's
Right.
definitely going to help.
I need to
Guess I'm
steal that
opening
one.
Notepad.
God.
I need to steal that line about I can't promise it's gonna be as important as your effort to it, because that's a really good line and I like it.
Like, I remember when we were playing with Dennis as the DM back in our D&D game, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, we all crafted these amazing backstories, and
Oh
it
god,
never came up.
yeah, no, I
Never.
remember.
Come on!
Oh
So-
Yeah, but
fuck,
the thing is, we were running through a module.
yes.
Yeah.
And not only a module, we were running through a meat grinder module.
Yeah, Rappanathic.
Yeah.
And it's one
Oh,
of
yeah,
the...
no.
It's an amazing hack and slash.
Like, what's the longest life you guys had?
Oh, I didn't die.
Me neither.
We only had one player character to death, and that was a guy who, a few sessions later, just stopped showing up, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I've played through Rappanathic, we have had entire A4 pages covered in obituary.
Jeez.
Holy shit.
I've personally gone through 4 characters in one session before. The longest I managed to survive was about 5 sessions, I think. And that was because I took run as a feat, so I could just run away from things quicker.
We were a very paranoid party.
Yeah, and I had fireball.
Yeah, and it was one of those, we didn't have a 10-foot pole, but we had the equivalent of it, so we just kept using that.
I remember one day we went to like in one of the dungeons, and our GM goes, "Oh, you can see a number of people shuffling around." I go, "Fucking fireball."
Congratulations, you have destroyed the plague quarter.
And basically, yeah, no, that kind of like how many people, and that wasn't still all of them. I still didn't get all of them.
I'd love to play a different campaign, but with those same characters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for context, sorry for the Rappanathic thing. So, all those sets and so on. Jerry, me and Stephen were working together to make characters that could break it.
Yeah, you did tell me about this.
It's like we got really upset by it.
No, I know. I got upset by it as well.
I'm sure I've told everyone here about it before because it's a big. It was a formative roleplay experience.
I have never heard of this.
Basically, like what I loved is this could have been a series, as in look at role players going through Rappanathic. Because I remember I kind of don't want, because I don't want to throw shade at people at other campaigns. It was like there was this one time where we went like we made characters, and we went to a town and was like, okay, I want to talk to people in the town, and I want to talk to want to get information, I want to see, know what's the, and basically it was the whole, you can see someone without a leg, and it goes, oh yes, there's a dungeon there. I'm like, okay. Basically, when you deal with modules, right? The way that interaction is handled is very video game-esque. It's the best way I can put it.
To be honest,
You have
I
these
feel like
dialogue lines which are like, but these results, anything else is irrelevant.
Yes, exactly.
But I think that's where the actual DM should come in and just decide that, yeah, this works, or no, this doesn't work. Let's give the guys something fun.
That takes a lot of experience.
It does.
Yeah, that's fair. That is indeed fair.
Yeah, no, like it's. I like the design of some of the traps. Like, oh god, the outhouse was scary as fuck.
The literal shit mimic.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I remember because I had my favorite weapon playing Poe was my trident, and I was like, I had the trident, I had a dagger, and I had a sword, and I was like, I'm gonna take the dagger to the shit mimic, And Dennis is like, all right, you lose your trident. I go, how? And he goes, you stuck it in there. I go, no, I stuck the dagger. All right, you lose the dagger. Fine. You're not taking my trident. Also, my character, just like in every way but legally, adopted Dawn's character.
Oh god, yes. I think it was your character and mine that were the most protective of Don's character.
Yeah, we were the moms of the group.
Yeah.
Because Dawn was playing a little teenager.
But yeah, no, I think we kind of digressed a bit. Shall we go back to the questions?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Question time.
Yeah, just going with the flow,
Yeah.
apparently.
Next.
Next, does anybody else have questions? Because you are allowed to intersect if you have questions.
I've just got endless amounts of roleplay stories and tales as a GM and things. So, like, if we need to just fill air.
So
That's not what I have.
last time I asked a question, and I kind of want to see if there's any updated answers or if anything has changed. Last time I asked, what was your favorite moment, or what has been the most unexpected moment so far? And I feel like because we have 2 new shows, as well as have continued since the last one, I would like to know if any answers have updated or if any answers have come from the new shows.
Would you like to start us off?
Yeah.
I'll
start
do
us
it.
off.
John's selling himself.
Yeah, like that was like, what the fuck, man?
And I'm just thinking, like, I don't know what to do. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get rid of John is because I keep writing myself into corners.
God.
It's such a, I came into this playing John going, I'm going to have, like, the coolest thing where I literally just, my entire gimmick is anytime something about the black market or mafia comes up, I'm just like tight-lipped going, just don't talk. Like, that's gonna be my whole thing. Just don't acknowledge what I'm doing. And then I immediately the opposite of that. And I just kept writing, oh yeah, let's just like spill all the secrets. I'm just like, shit. And not only that, but I also almost committed, like I pretty much committed myself to romancing a cop.
Yep.
So.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how's that going, John?
Well, it's not going to be going anywhere, because I'm not going to be playing my character anymore soon.
Oh, you say it's not gonna go anywhere.
So at least come off with a bang, come on.
We could
That's
fill our episodes.
That was not what I meant.
But also, yes.
But also, yeah.
Well, because that was one of the things where I wasn't sure how that was going to solve that, because I thought, oh, well, I'm never going to let the parents know that that's the new identity, and then I did let them know that that was the new identity. So I'm like, all right, so how, now that John's going back into this life, how is that going to affect his relationship with Rockstar? Not Rockstar, Goodman. Wrong one. And how...
Hey Kara, how's that relationship with Rockstar?
But it is one of those, because I always imagined, like, if it had gone to John, just kept keeping his mouth shut the entire time, how would it have gone if the secret had come out to Goodman? And I feel like that is heavily dependent on Jerry's answer, but it was one of those that it would never have ended well, unless we had gone, like, towards, like, 3 or 4 arcs in, and John proving himself to be a good guy to Goodman, and saying, this is who I used to be, and I'm not sure if you still want me knowing this, but I'm trying to change.
At the same time, I will say MCMP is a really weird place. Like,
Yeah, it's one of those.
Internal.
It's corrupt as the setting is corrupt, but you made us, like, in your description of Goodman, he was trying to appeal to the old ways of serving and protecting and trying to be a good cop.
Yes.
As hard as that is
Always.
to find nowadays. Yeah. But it's essentially trying to be a good person and doing the right thing. And I feel like dating someone from the mafia is probably going against that.
It depends. There are so many factors in it. Like, there are so
I
many
know.
things that can happen. And it will be such a cool dynamic, you know? The whole...
And it would be a really interesting thing if at some point I decide to go back to playing John to being like, hey, so this crime family, do you want to put them away? And
Or
is it
do
a
you want
real
to join
family?
them?
'Cause-
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But yeah.
That's how you propose. You go, how would you like to join this crime family?
Yeah.
Sorry. Liam, I put up a sketch of the mayor on Trello.
Oh. Let me see.
And it's just one of those things where you never really know how things are going to turn out until they happen, and I'm just like, I don't know, because I'm not sure I'm going to be there to make it happen, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing that character for that long.
It's on stream. Give me a second. I'm fucking up with the overlay.
Sorry, where is it?
On the
It's
Trello.
on Trello.
Ah,
Oh
cool.
wait, I might have put it on my Trello.
No, it's on the Trello. I can see it. I just need to...
But I am very excited to play my new character.
Yeah, me too. I
Nice.
kind of like the concept. So...
We'll see how it goes when we meet them. No spoilers on that front yet.
God damn, that's spot on. Well done.
Hey.
So, what's next with the favorite moment?
Favorite moment or moment that shocked you the most?
Favorite.
If there is an update on that answer.
Well, the moment I love to hate is the moment Jerry went, say nano! What was that boy called again?
Deep romance.
That feels
and
like
just
the
imagine-
previous state of Sprita Studios just turned around and bit me in the ass so hard I can't even think anymore.
And
You're
it's gonna be
after
so much fun because I'm not gonna give spoilers of my new character, but she does have a 17-year-old son. So that's gonna be interesting throwing into the mix.
Oh, is my little lady gonna become a polyamorous harem of troublemakers?
Well, that depends.
No.
What the hell does polyandrous mean?
I don't know. It's a future term. We'll figure it out in a few years.
It'll be the teen polyfuel.
Penises, technically.
People, if I may,
I mean, it could.
we have a chat
a
question.
Ooh.
So, Clockwork 20XO is asking, has anybody managed to come up with anything that might be potentially game-breaking with the Cerulean Springs system in its current state? In its current state? Not really. Not that I'm aware of.
I haven't been able to
broken.
find anything, but I haven't done magic yet.
Yeah, so Jerry, how broken would my mech suit that technically works as a drone would be?
It wouldn't be that broken, because in the end it will still go through drone rules, and it will take you quite a long time to build it. Like, having that sort of stuff works, but at the same time, you're not the only one with tech that does that sort of shit. So
Yeah, it's just because it's not like a traditional mech suit, so I would go over like rolling strength and shit like that for actually fighting instead of just rolling fucking piloting checks.
well, yes. At the same time, it's just one EMP away from being a very heavy hunk of metal that people can blow up.
Being a fucking coffin, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've broken the system in quite a while. But I do wear it as a badge of honor that I have created several characters that have cost changes to the manual.
Oh god, yes.
So I do wear it as a little badge of honor.
You should. Nano herself is one of those because we didn't have rules for sins yet back then, and Don comes to me with this concept for a sin character and go, I like the idea. I need to write the rules for it though. Until eventually
So
I did.
that's why we have synths.
Yes.
Certain backgrounds are also my fault. I'm so sorry, guys.
Sure you
The
are.
backgrounds
No.
are great. I want more, please.
Yes.
I'll make a few new characters.
It was a very fun moment rolling a negative number during one of the testing
Yes.
little testing bits because we were trying to do animal handling, and so Dawn was running it as like a temporary GM because one of her characters is an animal handler, and so it was me and Maud who were playing our characters from the last campaign, like the playtest campaign prior.
Yep.
And I remember I was like, oh, I'm playing this hacker, and I'm just going to roll as animal handling. How did I get a -5?
God.
That's one of the reasons why that's the sort of stuff that you're gonna see in the finished manual. Like, it's not gonna be in the basics. The basics has like 7 or 9 talents. I don't remember. I think it's 7. You have firearms, medic, social, eater, hacking, unarmed.
Jay, I'm
Yeah.
this close to asking for a taming class.
Oh, there
Just
is.
so we can just have a bunch of.
Here's
There
the
will
thing.
be one in the extended manual.
There will be
But
one
not in the
full manual,
basics.
but not in the basics because I need to make the rules for the whole taming. And I made them, it's just they need a lot of rework, so they're not going to be ready for that. In the finished manual, we're going to have like at least 2 more talents, which are going to be the animal handler and the occultist, which is a new version of magic use.
Jerry, my backup character is gonna be an occultist. I don't plan on Magpie dying, but just so you know, my backup character is an occultist.
I'm going to try to have a rules
Just
ready.
a lemur.
My backup character's just a lemur.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, the occultist is like you have an animal handler which is gonna work in a way like a ranger sort of character, as in you can tame pets and you can bring them into battle. Of course, roleplay comes into fruition because you take like this big fuck off ice rake, like this ice spiky creature in the middle of Cerulean Springs. People will call the police. They will.
Why they just have a designated person as a police officer? A big ice dragon? Is it with a
My
lady?
service monster.
Lady with pink hair? Okay, is the dragon wearing a scarf? Yes. You do not need to worry, ma'am. They work for us.
That's a pet.
An officer whose job is just dad.
And occultist instead is a magic class that relies on end of initiative casting. So instead of being like with an occultist, with the ether user, you're strong DPS, strong control on the spot rolls. It's what will be like a monk, not a monk, but like a sorcerer. The occultist is more akin to a wizard class where you need to plan what you're doing. Like, for example, you want to be at the bottom of initiative because you can set out a lot of area of effect spells that will take effect when initiative ends. So if you're at the bottom of initiative,
So it would basically be the first thing that explodes at the top of the round.
yes, exactly. So if you're at the bottom of initiative, you know where the enemies are, you don't need to deal with them moving, and you can just go, that's gonna happen. And that happens. And it's gonna work
Fireball.
with tokens on the map to designate areas to make like magic circles of sorts.
Thank God we don't do the weird second Edward Darkness thing where you go through initiative like backwards and then it happens forwards.
Oh no. Oh god, that would be so messy. But we do have keep in mind we do have some initiative manipulation mechanics as well. There's gonna be something like
those
that.
could be really good perks, like once a day you will be at the bottom of the initiative or shit like that.
Yes, you. I think that was the main role of having a leadership character, being able to manipulate initiative. I think that's gonna be more full manual sort of rules, but I had already a plan for it.
Nice.
Yeah. What else?
Anybody else want to get into their favorite moments?
I'm gonna go with a. Oh,
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with a favorite moment, and it's gonna be from a Sunrise Star actually.
Oh.
And it was when you guys basically fucked over the handler on at the inn. Like going,
Deserved it.
oh wait, we got it for one, but you still need to pay 5 gold, and
Even though the price was 3.
and you just left him in the cold in the stables.
You were still massively overcharged.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's like 15 coppers for a night, normally.
Yeah, but they are racist.
Way, yeah, way better than what they were offering.
Indeed. And on the corollary of that, just Carafox's character on the goat, and by the way, Link is
It is
your
a ram.
goat. Your ram, sorry, it's a ram.
Fabulous.
Your
Fabulous.
ram is fabulous, Link is. Meh.
Noises. Love it.
It was so funny.
It's what do goats do? They scream like humans. Well, that's convenient because I can scream.
Yeah, can
Alright, I'm Welsh. Let's not get racist.
Okay, so for me, one of the favorite moments was definitely the Lemuria and John tag team on like breaking into
my
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh god, the pirate.
Fucking pirate, yes.
You could say
Yeah,
they were Breaking Bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Oh, I am a man of
Liam,
many
I'm-
voices.
Liam, I am going to hold that pirate voice over your head until the day you die.
It's
You
great.
heard the man.
It is specifically. Give me a moment. Who's the actor that did Long John Silver? The really famous.
Oh
original
god,
Goldblum?
I don't remember.
Da, 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 da. Robin Newton, maybe. It's basically like the voice I've slipped into there was Hitchcock doing another actor doing Long John Silver.
It was so over the top.
Yeah, Tom Hancock.
And I just went, like, I had to go, like, this is what you're portraying right now. Your character knows better and does it right, sort of thing. Because it was so over the top. It was,
That was like
Rawr.
the disconnect between the role play and the roles.
yes.
Now, please do remember that my character is a lot better at doing impersonations than I am. This is merely a medium through which to convey the new personality I'm portraying.
Well, it was one of my favorite things was, I think it was last session, I had to come in late because my cousin was graduating and we were doing a little something for it. And I remember I was listening into it while we were virtually doing like last minute setups, and I hear Winkus going, "I'm the best voice actor," and I commented through the account in which I was listening, "No, you're not."
By the way, if I may, on the topic of that breaking and entering, you did so much unnecessary shit.
Yeah,
Did we achieve our goal?
Yes.
technically.
Yes,
Confused the shit out of everyone.
you did. Not to mention, that's the reason it was like the connection was cut out so short. 'Cause
Like, there's not much that I can do for John because John is too easily recognizable and cannot be fixed. But I guarantee
Yes,
you, like
you
no one
didn't
is
have to
going to be
lift
able
the
to
door
find
off
people.
its hinges.
I kept
Yeah,
saying,
but no one is going to remember. Well, it was a really strong pirate dressed up as a mafia man. No one's going to make that connection to the old wizard.
I remember I kept saying, "Oh, you have windows at the fire escape all the time." You're like, we go in, okay.
You know, just following John's lead. John's done this before. I'm a wizard pretending to
Okay.
be a pirate, pretending to be a mafia man.
It's in these moments that I realize if I ever play someone stealthy, it's in these moments that I realize if I ever play someone stealthy, I can't have another person around me because they're just going to complicate things. So I got in there, in and out, very little complications.
Yep.
I can't say no complications because John did break his ankle.
Yeah, I
But
did.
Easily
I
fixed.
did not get. No one saw me, essentially.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Also, but kudos to you for picking up on what I was trying to hint at with, make it look like you're trying to rough him up, like rough John up when the people saw us, because I was like, oh god, oh no. You can pretend to hit me, and I can get a little hit points. They would kill me.
Yeah, take that, you filthy mutant.
Alright,
The heart.
who's next?
Who's next? Favorite moment so far?
Audrey, what has your favorite moment been so far in Dragonthorn
Well, let me think.
and Lyrium?
This might sound weird, but I really like that moment when like half the squad was squatting there by the slimes and watching the deep stalker.
You cut out there. You just like your voice just
Okay.
It's
distant.
like you walked away from the mic.
Yeah.
It was right in front of my face. Okay, so as I said, I kind of like that moment when like half the squad was squatting by the slimes and watching the deep stalker getting eaten, and they're like, "What is that?" And they were like poking it and everything. I don't know. It was a cute moment for some reason, in a very messed up way.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
And the arm wrestling, that was too.
Yes.
Are kind of tied.
I was hoping that was gonna be fun.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
was
so
fun.
fun and profitable.
For you.
Not for Comnar though.
Or me.
Or
Oh,
any
damn
of you who bet.
Who bet on our party member?
You're welcome.
When you
I'm
put it
sorry,
like
I
that.
was too busy waiting for an ambush. Which happened, by the way.
Yeah.
I was observing slimes. That saved my ass because one of those slimes eat one of the guys attacking me. I am
Best friend
queen
slime.
of the slimes.
Don, I have a question for you, by the way.
No.
Oh, okay, then.
Wait, we can do that?
Pass.
Damn.
Okay, shoot.
How many ways does Nana want to kill Dennis? Just the time.
She won't kill him yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Oh, he dies as soon as he breaks her heart. That's out of
That's fair.
even a
That's
question.
fair.
But if the question becomes how far she's willing to go to prevent him from breaking their heart, I once worked for a secret military organization. I'm confident I can use that somehow. I will talk Jerry into it.
Oh, Dennis, he just disappeared.
I'm sorry,
He
what-
fucked
what
off
did
back
my
to
child
Old
do?
Town.
Well, you see, somebody who technically, legally does not exist and has experimental electronics. Hell,
Sounds like
Panda
a bit.
uses the.
yeah, not only that, if we weren't about to kill Dean, I could have sold him to Dean.
We know where each other are at all times. I'll know where you take him.
You don't know where I am if you don't want me to. If I don't want you to.
I know where Dennis is.
Not if I don't want you to.
Nana does have a pretty high hacking.
You right, you
true.
right. If
I
he disappears off my
consistently
book,
roll above a 20. Nobody we have met has a defense that can keep me out.
I'm questioning if that does count as breaking the system. Honestly, because those rolls are fucking massive.
I am good at one thing. That's not true. I'm good at two things.
Yeah, coding as well. You're right.
don't you hurt my baby.
Then you make sure your baby doesn't hurt mine.
Oh my god, this is like two overprotective parents going, I don't like the fact that our kids are dating.
I'm fine
Yeah,
with
but
them
one
dating.
of them
I don't
will
like the
get
fact that
away
he
with
might
murder.
die.
I will go to war over this child. You hear me?
Oh my god, there's gonna be like a whole Cerulean Springs civil war between the Richardson and Nano.
I will end you.
Truly is Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, you
I am
see,
sorry, Panda, but you seem to forget that your magic doesn't work on me.
I have a bow.
My
that bow
bullets
fucking cares.
still work on you. You also seem to forget you have a muse system which I can quite easily overstimulate you with.
you see, this is why I don't need.
Panda is not afraid to die. I don't think
This
I've
is-
clarified that enough.
This is why I don't
This
need
is
a
why-
party wipe. They're doing it
You
themselves.
don't even need an antagonist, Jerry.
Exactly. That didn't work for me. I love it.
You see, that's the thing. My character, absolutely safe to be around until Jerry pushes one button.
Shit.
It's like the history of
Same
Razor
with my
button.
character until I start using too much mana.
Oh god, yes.
Oh, no. I was not talking about my little girl. Jerry has a very different button she can press if she wants Nano to become the bad guy.
Oh god, yes, I have.
Oh god.
There's plenty.
I realize this. You just started
Remember
thinking-
how I said I used to work for a secret organization?
Fucking hell, are you
Yep.
a sleeper agent?
Here's the thing. I don't know. I have memories.
Good answer.
Only Jerry does. There's so many buttons you can press, but it's so much fun.
Oh god, yes, I love that.
Okay,
Let's not start a war, okay?
you know what needs to happen for that?
Okay.
Next question.
Next question before
Dennis?
the war starts.
Dennis, never stick your dick near crazy. Nano crazy.
I have a question for Jerry.
All right.
How close have any of us come to dying or getting to a situation that we would die in?
Oh shit! Very close. Very close.
Are we allowed to know which one?
Jerry, tell us about the plot armors.
Oh, it's not plot armor. You actually took good decisions. Like, for example, as much shit as we gave Kara for it, that was the only way you guys would have come out of there alive. Cause the whole if Nano and Kara weren't there buying time, you would have been fucked. Straight up, there will be no question. Cause the moment you broke in, so many messages went to Rockstar.
Oh.
That
Gods.
I have a follow-up question on that, Jerry.
to tell.
If Nano was not jamming the messages while they were fucking, would he have finished fucking?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
You need to up your game,
it's not
Magpie.
that. It's not a matter of upping your game. It's a matter of
How low is
priorities.
your endurance?
It's just a matter of priorities. Like, okay, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun with a very nice person, nice looking person, and everything. Suddenly, oh shit, your house has been broken in. There are weird people fighting, and we don't know what's going on. And there are weird signs in your house. I will say that does take priority on sex.
Well, that's just incentive
you
to finish
ask.
quicker.
Like, at a certain point, you get to that level where you go, yes, fun, but all I own and love in this existence is in there. You know, it's
It's
Bit
hard
of
to
a
believe
balancing
that
act.
he's capable of love.
oh, you
met
sweet
his
summer
sister
child,
virtually.
you sweet
We have
summer
virtually
child.
met his sister.
Oh, this is
It's a
gonna be.
different type of love.
What you said is gonna be so much fun.
Oh god, oh fuck.
A sister?
Oh no. I'm not gonna say anything about this.
I am scared.
You should be.
I feel
Jerry, I'm
threatened,
going to
guys.
fucking destroy you.
I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I have chained Linux to a desk, and he is helping me write and going to help me run a few one-shots to push the limits of our system. I am looking for volunteers. It's only gonna be a maximum of 4 players for each, though. So we might have to rotate a little bit.
I'd say it depends on the day, but if it's a day I'm available, I'm your Huckleberry.
So I feel comfortable announcing the first 2 that might happen. Itchy nose. The first one will be a exploration mission to guide an archaeologist past a stabilized gate. Which means your characters, I would like everybody to make new characters for each one shot, by the way, to fully exploit what we're testing. So the first one is going to be this exploration of a world that isn't our own, and it will be a showcasing for the Ether system.
Yes.
So basically what is going to happen is you're gonna enter through that gate and you're gonna get double the Ether points, so you can do more spells.
Neat. At what level?
I'm considering having all my one-shots happen at level 5.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
All right.
The second one is gonna be a hacker/mechanic showcase, or stress test, or however you want to know it, call it. And it will take place in Space Station 03P5Y, or Oopsie Station.
I see.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's the one that may end up turning into a longer thing.
Depending on how things go, it might be a returning setting.
It's an ongoing one shot for any time we need a filler episode.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird that we got onto that just as I started watching some Space Station 13 gifs.
Oh my god, Space Station 13 is so good. I love it.
What is Space Station 13?
So basically,
I have no clue.
oh dear.
It's a game of fun where you've just got to be robust. And the harder you robust, the more fun you have.
Yes. And to do that, you need toolboxes. But yeah, no. Serious answer. Space Station 14 is basically a simulation game, but we're talking deep simulation. Like we're talking versus pressure simulated versus temperature simulated.
It's like Dwarf Fortress if it was an MMO.
With the same problems, which is people handling very delicate things. For example,
You are going to lose.
you will lose. Like, there's no winning in Space Station 14. You don't win. An example of this is, of course, a space station needs power, so you need a reactor. So you need to start the reactor. Now, little problem, if mishandled, the reactor can completely destroy the fucking station.
Yeah, it just turns into a black hole, eats you all.
Yep. Or it just...
Feel like we're sidetracking again.
we are, but it was just a moment, because it's...
Because this is relevant to Oopsie Station.
It is.
Okay, go for it. Sidetrack away then. I'll allow it.
It's just a very... it's a free game, and we might actually look into that. It's just a very, very bad launcher and bad optimization that kinda doesn't make it easy to run it. But yeah.
Although Space Station 14 is promising to look pretty good.
Oh, I need to go look at that later after we finish this. Now, back on track.
I love Space Station as like a setting, so anytime there's a campaign for it, I am absolutely down.
I would love to be in the Ether one.
Yeah, same here. I need to test out all the magics.
Lovely. And I'm also hereby extending an invitation to be part of the test one-shots to anybody that is part of our Discord server.
Yes! By the
Which
way,
means that even if you're not in an active campaign, you can be part of these one-shots.
absolutely! Which is here.
Insert plug.
Instant plug.
Insert plug. Begin show.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And for the people watching, if you have suggestions for one-shots, there are a few on the list still, but that list is never-ending, so if you have suggestions, do shoot them our way, and we will see what we can do with them.
Yeah, I'm sort of planning some one-shots as well. I'm not sure what. I want to make one in Succulent Sorcerers. That's the system itself, Succulent Sorcerers, where we play succulents, like cacti and shit like that.
Oh, right, okay.
Love that.
I want to be part of that.
I was thinking
I'm
of
saying
something
that right
very
now.
not Twitch friendly.
yeah, me too.
This is Twitch and family friendly. Yes, I might look into Lancer as well. Like, Succulent Sorcerers was in the Itch.io indie game bundle that they are doing for Black Lives Matter.
Which, by the way,
$5 bundle.
let me link that because that's a very good thing that we're doing.
There are a lot of good things as well. I want to do something with Lancer at one point, which is mech. It's basically you play in Gundam or Voltron or shit like that. That's basically it. That's the setting. And I am planning on this is probably gonna be after Dragon Age. I'm planning on doing an Unknown Armies horror campaign.
Ooh.
I
I love
to do
some
horror.
horror.
Love to do horror.
Yes.
Horror is
Please.
fun. Oh,
Yes. The day we start playing Call of Cthulhu, it's all over.
oh wait.
I would love to play that.
Actually, let me
As
just.
a professional Call of Cthulhu GM,
I was about to say, cough, cough. We have a GM.
the most difficult thing about Call of Cthulhu is making sure that everyone's on the same level. Like, one person is taking it too seriously, or one person is taking it who's being a bit too goofy, can spiral the entire game way out. I think Laura and Jerry can attest to that.
Yes. Sadly.
But yeah, one thing I'm gonna say is, if you want horror, our system can definitely hold that.
Yeah.
And that will be more than happy to make it it happen.
We'll do a Halloween one shot.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yes.
If that happens, I'm bringing Riven back.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will make Panda Sister.
I also am trying to write a module for the system, and I'm very thankful that that the stream campaign is going to be lasting for quite a while because it gives me time to actually finish reading Teogair as well as write up the module.
Speaking of, if anyone in the audience would know, Teogair is the book that Cerulean Springs is based off of.
Yes, it is.
You can find it now on Amazon for...
I might
Sure.
actually...
money.
Yeah. Let me just drop a link, because I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
And if you're like me and have a hard time reading screens, there are physical copies available.
Right, I've managed to avoid sneezing on
amazing.
screen for once.
Yeah, I have since learned that it is very hard for me to read on a screen for very long.
Yes,
This
reduce that
is
blue light.
the physical version of it. Oh shit.
Did I send you the picture? Or do you
God,
have a
the book
copy
looks
of
so
it?
good.
Discord, yeah.
Yes. Which picture are you using? Are you using the one I sent, or do you have a copy of it yourself?
Of course, please do disregard the names.
Yes. They were written before any gender revelations
Yes,
had come
pretty
about.
much.
So I'm glad I haven't published any of my books yet because I don't have anything on it.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna have to deal with that sometime.
you know your pen name.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because I have a love for sci-fi, especially when it comes to stuff like disease and pathology and all that. 'Cause I really love like medical sci-fi, so
Yes.
that's gonna essentially going to be what it is because in story there is a plague on Mars, and the entire module is the party going over there to find either a way to treat or cure it.
Very topical as well.
Yeah, very on brand for the times.
Well, I came up with this concept before there was a pandemic, so just FYI.
Yeah, no, I know.
Just bear with us.
We will get outside at some point again, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Celebrate your friends' birthdays.
Mood.
You do if we ever want to sit around a table to play.
Oh,
Fair
yeah,
point.
that'd be great.
At some point, we'll all be in the same continent.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Oh no, not hopefully. Me and Mon
You're gonna
are
make it
moving
happen.
to Europe. We are dead set on this.
Just as Britain leaves to join the American continent.
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised by
God.
you guys.
We just put up a giant British flag and catch the wind.
I am too black to stay here forever.
Scotland is here to stay in the EU.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
shall we take a break before?
Did I go black and white?
Hmm?
Did I just go black and white?
It looks like
Not
it.
entirely.
A little bit of, like your hair is coming in through color, but most things, I think it's the lighting.
Yeah, it was
There you go.
I'm not a ghost anymore.
You see why it's so hard to tell if you've got like purple hair sometimes?
I think my camera is a bit funky.
So, shall we take a little
I'm kind
break?
of liking the Sin City vibes coming from over there.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hungry.
Alright, let's take some minutes.
Let's take
I
some
need
minutes.
breakfast.
If you have any questions you want us to answer after the break, do leave them in chat.
Yes.
Yes.
Gonna be so much. We're more than happy to answer all your questions. So please leave them. Alright, we're gonna be back in a bit. We're gonna keep going with this, and probably end up eventually when something happens. I don't know. This is a very freeform sort of stream, so bear with us. Now we need a gate.
Casual chat.
Now we need a Gatecrasher bear to come with us
A
at all
Gatecrasher
times.
what?
Gatecrasher bear with us.
I'm close enough.
You are. That's true. Same family. That's right.
The mnemonic pigeon man.
Pandas aren't actually bears, but hey, I'm close enough.
Oh yes, I'm gonna have to write up the hive mind pigeons, aren't I?
You do.
Hive mind anti-mimetic pigeons.
Alright, people. We're gonna be back in 30 minutes, pretty much. And, yeah. Just, if you have questions, if you want to ask anything, just tell us in chat. We're gonna run a little ad, so to support the stream as well. So be just 1 minute after we start break. See you later.
Later.
Lot of
Bye.
Bye bye.
Like, 3 Dragonthorn and
People,
Lyriums and
people.
that one shot.
Hello, people.
Hello. We know, Jerry, don't worry. We know. We are live. Yes, I know. We know. We all know.
Sorry.
But do we know Kavethi?
We know Kovethi. That is indeed a
No, we
question.
don't.
Also, in the break, Clockwork was saying that they just realized that they have a character creation related question if anyone's still here.
Sure.
And I told them that we will probably answer it once we are back from break. So
Yeah. Sorry about
now's
that.
the time if you are still here.
Uh, how late was I?
Or like maybe half a minute maximum.
Okay, so very, very
You weren't that late.
good. I'm sorry. I was just still eating. Oh yeah. Who do we have?
Wolf's here now.
I'm here now.
Hi.
Laura's still walking the doggos.
Hello.
Hello. So, first, please introduce yourself.
What? What am I introducing myself for?
Yourself. Introduce yourself. You're on stream. Live.
Yeah, you're live on
I
stream.
know we are alive,
A
but
little bit.
what am I making the introduction for?
For yourself as a
Yourself.
player of
Oh.
Dragonthorn and Lyrium.
So
This
it's
is
like-
our monthly talk show / podcasting.
Oh, so it's not very much related to my characters in the campaigns, right?
No, it's just I'm
No.
like
Yeah.
I'm Wolf. I play Kamdar sort of thing,
Yeah. Okay.
which is not me. It's you. So
Wait, you are Wolf and you play Camna? What? Okay.
I know plot twist.
Inception.
Magic, guys, magic. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm
Okay.
Wolf. I play Kamnar in the Dragonthorn and Lyrium campaign. Outside of that, I'm a C++ developer, software engineer at Graphisoft. I make architectural design, computer-aided design software make look pretty. And I'm a complete beginner, so I actually don't, but with the aid of a lot of other people, I do. So, yeah, I met Sheriff Fox in
high school.
high school. Yeah, we did the
Aw.
same thing, and we were like geeks and stuff.
Best way to meet
And she
people.
introduced me to Guild Wars 2, and this is how we had our like never-ending friendship bond. Yeah,
Aw.
and we actually
Kara going,
that's
let's
nice
hold
because
off on calling it a friendship.
well, we are live, so I hope you do. So anyways, but we actually applied for the same university in Glasgow. But
I applied to GCU, but you deferred for a year, and then you decided you don't want to go there.
yeah, I decided to finish the university here in Budapest, and that's because I wasn't very sure if I wanted to go full on with the game developers stuff, or if I want to become like a general know-it-all software engineer. And I didn't want to restrain myself from all the knowledge that was available to me. So
Oh.
so I
now
decided
you're
to stay.
depressed.
So now I'm depressed, and there were a lot of bad choices I made during those years. But now I'm all right.
Same, to be honest.
That went very dark, very fast.
yeah. I know.
Friendship.
Yeah, so like
Friendship.
basically, if you once you decide to go to university with your friend, don't defer. Just go with it. Because then you won't become depressed.
Oh my god.
I probably would have been better off with you as my roommate in the first 2 years as well.
You what? You went
I
what?
would have been better off with you as my flatmate in the first 2 years as well.
Oh, could have. I don't know. I'm a potato because this is my actually first job. I've been working at Graphisoft for like almost a year, like 9 months now. But that's actually my first decent job. But I would have definitely needed to work something or get a job if I decided to go to Glasgow. I mean,
So
I don't know. I'm a potato. That's it.
He is. He truly is.
I'm a potato.
that's a mood. So, speaking of Dragonthorn and Lyrium, how are you finding yourself? Oh, right. Do we have Adri as well?
Yes,
I'm
Yes.
here.
she's here.
So, this is your first time role playing, right?
Yep.
Yep.
How are you finding it?
I really. Go ahead, please.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I really like it. It's Chera introduced me to a Critical Role not long ago, maybe 2 years ago, I think.
Something like that, yes.
And I didn't. I watched a few episodes, but then I got. I don't know. I just didn't have the time and patience to watch like 6 hours streams, so I that kind of like didn't go on. But I really liked it, and I always liked the idea of RPGing, and I have this very special bond with my characters in Guild Wars 2, you know, because I'm a geek. And so I really like that RPG stuff.
Yeah.
But I never, I don't know, I kind of feel that my imagination is not that strong for these kind of things. Especially when it comes to like coming up with stuff on the spot.
It's an acquired skill. Don't worry about it. Like
Yeah. I think it shows on my way of talking because just like right now, I'm making these very annoying short breaks when I talk. That's because I'm choosing the right words in my mind, but just can't find them.
It's understandable. Like,
So that's one of the reasons why I decided to run, like to create a YouTube channel with some videos where I actually commentate what I play because I think my English is good enough, but not my speaking or rhetorical skills. So I really need to improve on that, and I think then I can make my character a lot more interesting than it actually is right now. But as of how I find the campaign itself, I really like it. There are some things I don't quite understand. And again, I think that's due to my that we are always starting like late after a day's work. That's kind of hard for me because work does take a lot of energy of mine, and unfortunately, that does show. I think on my character as I play.
I mean, of course, we all
It's
have lives.
something.
It's understandable. Like, you don't.
It's a response I gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, English is not your mother language either. Like, it's not mine either. So.
No. Well, it's strange because I lived in Hungary until I was 11 years old, and then my whole family moved to Beijing, China, for 5 years, and like we came back home once a year for like 2 weeks, and I didn't really meet any of my friends that I used to have back then. So I just didn't speak any Hungarian, mostly English. So then my English became really good. But then we came back when I was 16, and then it started. Well, we finished. Well, that's when I met Cheddar Fox, and we finished IB in high school, which was in English, which was fine. But then when I started university, it was all in Hungarian again. So then my English started to deteriorate. My Hungarian got a lot better. I left Hungary at the age of 11. That's when you learn most like the interesting grammatical stuff, and I literally have no fucking clue about. Sorry for the vulgar stuff.
Don't worry. Oh Jesus!
I don't know anything about Hungarian grammar, like in a formal sense, or anything about Hungarian history. Like I have no clue whatsoever, and yeah.
I see.
So I'm just a software developer.
Adri,
Yes.
Yes.
You're not
So
escaping
as
the
I
question.
find it,
Yeah.
it's a bit hard to say. So basically, on the one hand, I'm having a lot of fun. On the other hand, there is always. Oh, hi, Kitty. There is always that sense of anxiety that I get over, having to improvise and having to, and the knowledge that I'm being streamed live as I'm fumbling around at those ideas. But it takes about a few minutes of each episode to get over those, and then it gets good. So yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm
no.
sorry if I'm being awkward during the episodes because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm familiar with the setting and most of the lore, but yeah.
Don't worry, neither do I.
But yeah, no, the whole anxiety when you know you're live and everything, like and coming out with things on the spot. Um, I get that. Like you, I think Kara can attest. Kara Mode can attest. Like the first time we made an episode, I was panicking.
Oh yeah. You were. Holy shit, you were.
I was like, oh god, it's happening! Help! So yeah, no, it takes some time to just get used to the idea of, oh well, this is going to be seen by people that I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
We're sure they're out there somewhere, but
Yeah, there are.
eventually there'll be people we don't know watching this.
I think already there are at least some.
If anything, on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. At least
On my tube.
the great
YouTube, yes.
the great bots are watching us. At the very least.
Fair.
But yeah, Kamnar,
Yes.
let's talk about your character a moment.
Should I go into the details or of the
we're not-
lore,
we're
of the
not-
background? That
We're not going spoilery, but
oh,
how is your
Wow.
character feeling with the party that they're in? Like, how
Well,
did they end up like this?
how did she end up like that? Well, I don't know how to make it spoiler free because I don't know what things are.
So,
Yeah.
it's stuff that the party might know about your character. Those are spoiler free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That
know.
you told the party. Shit that
Yeah.
you haven't told the party but told me are spoilers.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. So actually, Kamnar feels great with the party. She loves it. She kind of keeping her distance because she has like trust issues and she doesn't really know how and who she should trust. And
She?
or he, she, or
Okay.
he or she.
We don't know.
We don't
Yeah,
You don't know.
yeah,
Or they.
or they. Yeah, just say they. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but she really likes the party. She wants to help as much as she can, but since she is really new to these kind of situations, she's really tries to handle everything with like topmost or not suspicion. The other word I'm looking for in my head. So like being careful about everything and stuff.
Yeah, being wary, basically. Like, being...
Yeah, so that was kind of the reason why she kind of hid behind or like crouched behind the backpacks during the encounter with the spider, and then she wanted to like make her way slowly at the back and hit the spider from the back if she would have the chance. So she's brave, but she's definitely keeping her distance from like. So
The
she
rest of
doesn't
party.
want to put her life on the line for stuff,
Makes
and
sense.
she doesn't know what could, like, I don't know, put her or his life on the line. So she's still figuring out how things work in the real world.
I mean, choosing quite an interesting job for if that's the case.
Yeah. Oh, was that a question or did I miss something?
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, it's just a consideration, like, considering how not wanting to put themselves in, like, to put their life on the line properly, taking a whole.
Well, most of her decisions come from the fact that she was, well, in a way, imprisoned for many years, and she didn't get to see much from from the outside world, as she was a slave, and she was forced to do some things. She worked as a chef, not a chef. She worked at a kitchen.
Cook?
Not a cook. She just worked at a kitchen with
Sous chef.
cutting. Yeah, I guess. So there is that. But then I don't want to go into detail of what she did after,
That's fine.
because you have to find out.
Okay, do you have any questions?
I'm not very familiar with the lore, so I don't know.
It's not about
Like Grinlim, I adore his character so much, but I don't know what question I could ask. It's kind of like a mystery that you know something is there, but you just don't know.
For
to
villain. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be lore specific. It will be just like characters and the story, like how characters feel. Or here's a question: who do you ship?
Who do I ship?
Yes.
Within the campaign.
Within, yeah, well. Oh, okay. Thanks
An
for the
important
clarification. Who do I ship? I'm not sure. I haven't really made up my mind on that. It's hard to say. I never really shipped anybody, except in, like 2 characters in Guild Wars 2. So I don't know. I don't have any. I don't see any spark between any characters just yet. I know that there is a dwarf who is grumpy and was kind of angry at Kemnar for saying, "What's about the sick people? Why are they coming?"
The sick people come here.
Which was intended. Like that was like my first thing. One of the first things I thought of when I created the character. That there should be some misunderstanding to make it like I don't know, make my character look as confused as possible.
I love that. I honestly love that little intermission. Oh no!
Yeah.
Like, even I knew that was a stupid thing to say. And I'm wondering what the dragon people are.
Dragon people.
By the way, Linkis, I loved the paper mishap.
I'm just...
It's the beauty of dice, isn't it?
I've got some pretty bad handwriting. I don't have to roll for a 50-50 chance to not be... like, the worst, like, maybe once or twice in my life I've rolled a botch and my hand cramped.
Oh.
But then I just stopped writing. I didn't accidentally turn everything into die.
That's the beauty of dice rolls.
I
Was
wonder...
that a pun?
What? Hello.
Hi, was that a pun, Jerry?
It was, and we have a Kamnar, by the way.
Oh, that opens up more questions. Lovely.
It does.
Hello.
Oh,
Mhm.
prepare to be interrogated.
Yes.
Hit me with questions. And I will
That
try
is
to
my
answer
job.
with two things. One, the question or the answer itself. Two, I'm not spoiling anything.
Okay. Yeah, as for everybody in this group, if questions go into spoiled territory, you're not obligated to answer. You can just tell me what you feel comfortable sharing and what should be a surprise. And just to initiate you as well as we have done with Audrey, what is your ship?
Oh, I asked Kandar. I
I
asked
haven't
about
made
the
up my mind.
ships.
Yeah. What is my ship?
What is your ship?
Who would you ship Kandar with?
Or two other characters you would ship? Also allowed.
It can be NPCs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I just really haven't made up my mind about that. I haven't really thought about it, so
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Okay.
maybe sometime later when the party finds out more about Kemnar.
Yeah,
Oh.
no
Maybe
problem.
then.
So, same question on next month's Sprita. State of Sprita.
Yes.
Noted.
And
Noted.
we're gonna have an answer.
Yeah, yes, you should have an answer.
I will torment
Everyone. Ooh.
That will turn into a whole different kind of party.
Interesting
Is that
options
still
for the
allowed
DM.
on Twitch?
I don't think so, but we can migrate to like OnlyFans or whatever.
Oh yeah, we can.
Exclusive Kemnar stuff. That's for onlys. I wonder if there's like any actual fantasy characters on OnlyFans.
Oh, definitely. It's not. It wasn't meant to be like a, so to say, porn site.
But it is, but
Yeah, and like people make money from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
It's a
know.
respectable job.
I know. I don't know how my money goes from like how my money disappears because I spend like I don't know $10 or like 15 for my monthly subscriptions for my cellular data, and like another $20 for monthly public transport pass and whatever, and then like $6,000 on OnlyFans. I don't know where my money goes.
You keep buying people food.
Actually, yes.
You tend
You
to
are
do that.
aware.
Really?
You are aware that this confession is being recorded and broadcasted?
My $6,000. I don't have that much. Sorry.
Imagine having $6,000.
Yeah, imagine that's a mood. That's a mood.
That's goals right there.
Yes, indeed. So,
Okay, moving on. You come from a slave history, don't you, Kemna?
Yes, I do.
What were like your daily tasks? Because you have hinted at not being able to calculate, not being able to read.
Yeah.
What were like your daily tasks?
Well, ever since birth, well, not since birth because that would be virtually impossible, but ever since Kemnar knew themselves, she worked at the, like, her master's or her owner's kitchen, and just cut stuff up, and that's why she's really good with the knives. But I wouldn't say much more other than these.
Okay, very well.
She did this for like 16 years, and she's 22 now.
that's a lot of cutting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can cook anything. Or cut anything, sorry.
You can cook sushi.
Oh, definitely. If that's lore friendly, then yeah. Lore friendly sushi.
I'm just jumping all over the place with questions.
Yeah.
Oh, please do.
That's fine.
Panda, we have seen an interaction with your mother post Gate Crush. What was your relationship with her like before?
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Oh, this is about
Yeah.
the Cerulean Springs campaign.
Yeah. Sorry.
Maud.
Can't give you all the spotlight.
Oh my god, my mic was off. Y'all have heard nothing for like the past 15 minutes. Oh, I feel like such a
That
dumbass.
explains the silence.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, y'all
Do you
know
have
I
any
talk a
questions for
lot.
Kemlar?
No, fuck you. No, I love you. But I believe we talked about it a little while Panda was on the phone with her that she wasn't really around much, and if she was, she wasn't quite lucid or taking care of her kids at all, besides judging them and restricting Panda and her sister. Mostly she left it to Panda to raise their sister, and they've never had a good relationship, never trusted each other, except for when Panda was very, very young. And back then, they were golden. But as soon as the teen years hit, and nothing was ever the same again.
Nano,
Mhm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, lately, with how the story is progressing, Nano has been more and more involved mostly with the party than with other things that she does. How does this shift in perhaps focus affect Nano?
Are you insinuating I've been neglecting my charge?
Oh no, not at all. But you are getting more and more involved with the party stuff. So of course, there's only so much time in the world. How is that affecting the character?
That was a
Well,
sound.
yeah, that definitely wasn't. No. I. She kind of went from, instead of being a mother, to like a kindergarten teacher.
True.
I
So she's juggling a lot more. But I think Nano is at some level starting to realize that her charge is becoming more and more capable and independent. And she has been made redundant before. And I think she's trying to prevent that from happening again. I don't know how aware she is of this line of reasoning. But when kids grow up, you don't need the nanny anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting
That is true.
that poor doll.
struggle. I like it.
I don't. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Oh, indeed it does.
Did that give you ammunition again?
I'm not gonna say.
See, Jerry's just out here fishing for DM details. You know what it is.
So why does it feel that every time we do these chess sessions, I get like fun questions out to people, And then once in a while, just a question comes my way, and the next session, Jerry pulls out the bazooka and aims it at my head.
I'm not that evil.
Yes, you are.
No, she waits 3 sessions, let's be honest. When was the last state of Sprita? That should answer our question. How long did you wait?
My next question is for Kemnar again. And it
Yes, I'm
is,
here.
where did your fascination with magic come from?
Oh, I once saw a man, or Kemnar once saw a man who was very charming, and later they realized that it was magic, and that kind of like changed their attitude about like, ooh, what sort of things that magic can do, can bend the well it can create illusions and bend the will of people and stuff. And that was kind of fascinating towards Kemnar, or for Kemnar, and that's why she is like, whoa, there's so much she doesn't know about. That's like a completely new thing to her. So and that was something recent. So so that's why she's like completely fresh and obsessed with the idea of magic.
Okay. Linkus.
Hmm.
Willem,
Yes.
did I say it right?
Willem. Yes.
Is about to become clan keeper, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So
I am the
so
first of Clan Levechan.
Levechan.
So there are 3 people studying under the current keeper to be becoming keeper, but so far Willem is the top of the class, so to say.
Okay. And you said you're now out and about exploring the world before you're basically going to be stuck there doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually out and about exploring, or are you trying to find a reason not to become a clan keeper?
I don't know. Like, there's no question about it. Being a clan keeper is the highest honor that he could possibly hope for.
But does he
Yeah.
feel ready to bear that burden?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, someone
Like,
has.
yeah, he's not trying to escape his responsibilities by going on an adventure. He's genuinely doing this because he thinks he'd be a better keeper with a bit of outside knowledge.
I like that. Like I like that the character like he's completely into his idea. Like it's refreshing.
Like,
Usually.
what sort of an elf doesn't want to be keeper? Jesus Christ! Is
a
there
keeper?
an elf that doesn't want to be a keeper in the games?
Audrey? Don't remember.
Adri is away from a PC at the moment.
Ah, okay.
No, I'm back.
Oh,
I'm
you're back, okay.
I'm back.
He's back. I don't remember any of the elves who were like the keeper second who didn't want to become keeper.
No, I can't remember anyone either.
Like,
I mean, there were
sorry.
cases. There is one case where the keeper and the first don't really agree with one another, so the first kind of just backs up those elves who agreed with her and left and formed their own clan, and then they all got killed. Except for the keeper.
That's why you respect fucking tradition. You see, this is. You can't trust these people who are trying to rock the boat by doing weird and like new things. They're just trying to be progressive. What is this bollocks? No. No, you fight for the tradition. You save your dying culture at the cost of lives. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is that you have pretty stones. No, that's the sort of thinking. That's why he's gone cosmopolitan, because he wants to get out of the idea of, not obviously like ancestor worship's a bit of a weird one because you can actually go okay, I'm going to meditate in this ruin and talk to my actual ancestors. But he wants to get out of the whole sort of venerating what's already so gone and crumbled that it's not worth trying to find out more about. Like, the high age of the elves is gone, and no amount of, like, pretty dear dragging cart is going to fix that.
Ooh. Alright.
So, hold on to what we've got. Don't stop searching for old knowledge. Like, it's still an honourable goal, but maybe start looking at making new culture. And that's why he's reading the chant and he wants to convert that to Elvish. Not because it's particularly culturally important, not because it's particularly true, but because just so that there's something new in Elvish.
Makes sense.
That is an idea that would be considered to be as rocking the boat.
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
No, I'm well aware of that.
So you're a hypocrite
But again,
as well, okay.
if Grillen becomes keeper, he's the one driving the boat, so fuck it.
He is the boat, damn it.
Yeah.
I've got an idea of, like... I've got this idea of making, like, sea land ships. Is that what they're called, land ships?
They are land ships, yes.
Yeah, sea land ships that you actually don't have to keep moving about. You can just have, like, a permanent settlement on boats.
Ooh.
Or, like floating islands, I was vaguely told was a thing, and that would be amazing. But, like, you need to... Basically, we need to grow up.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I do have two questions. I mean,
Ooh.
one question, but for two people.
Alright.
For Tekla and Gwynlim, or Gwynlin.
Gwilyn.
Gwylin.
Willem.
Yeah. How do you find Kemnar?
I haven't yet.
You haven't
It's
found
too
him.
stealthy.
Sorry.
This is why I thought it was a bit like the idea of, like, okay, who do you ship in Dragon Age game? A bit futile because they went, oh yeah, no, the two mages, Gwillem and what's I don't even remember your character's name, Jerry.
I couldn't ship those two worth a damn. I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, no, it like we have. She went, are you awake yet? And I went, yeah, sorry, I had a weird dream. Okay, bye. That's it for our interaction together.
Nope,
Okay,
you
so-
also discussed
was
a
a
note I
nice-
found.
Yep, we did.
But it was a nice question about dreams. Full
Yeah, we
of
don't get
romance.
that.
Oh. Was I in your dreams, Gwilyn?
Flashback to lots and lots of murdered elves dying in the forest.
Yes.
Maybe.
Lots of critters dying all over the place. Yes.
Did you have a pleasant night? Do you want it to get even more pleasant?
Yeah, but the thing is, she didn't do that.
Which
In
is
my
probably why it's
defense-
a crack pairing, but
Yeah, like I don't particularly like when you asked me that, I was like literally racking my brain, like what's the most feasible or interesting dynamic that I can think of, because I don't particularly actually ship anything. That's just like an interesting dynamic that I found.
Mm-hmm.
It was also, I slightly pride myself on making characters that are quite difficult to ship. Like, quite often by making characters who are already in relationships.
I'm just,
So far, not in any
That
of these
never
streams.
stopped anyone from anything.
I know.
That's true.
I'm just gonna say, I'm glad this question
yet
went.
somehow... I'm just gonna quickly intersect, yet somehow you've been shipped in the 2 campaigns you're a player in.
That's a fair
Liam,
point.
I will warn you now, I grew up in ship culture. I can find a way to ship anything.
Sweet younglings.
Sorry, Jerry, continue.
I was saying, I'm glad that this question went to Tekla and Gwilyn. Just gonna say that.
Yeah, so my question is that what do you think about Kemnar? Like, do you have like a dislike for them, or?
Oh,
Not a great a dislike. Just a bit of annoyance.
I see.
Like, yeah, I
You
haven't
puked on her
interacted.
shoe.
I have no opinion on him whatsoever. except like, holy shit, what did you just call the dwarves?
You mean the sick people? Oh
God.
shit, the dwarves!
Like, I have never wanted to walk away and cover my pointy ears so much in my life.
Gods.
Maybe the
Yes, but-
Demeter had a point.
I might have made a mistake there with me not knowing about the lore, that how much the species know about one another. I was just, completely going with the idea that she, like Kemnar, grew up in like an extremely enclosed and slavery.
You
or-
lived in the kitchen.
yeah, basically in like
Basically.
yeah.
Like there I was
Basically-
having a little wander around, going, "Oh, this is proper nice. Let's see. They've heard terrible things about the elves and being segregated in society. Let's see what this is all about." Oh my god, those look like very sick short people. Alright, now I know precisely why alienages exist, and it's probably a good thing.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Marsha likes them. They're just naive in the way that they just don't know, and you can't fault them for it.
Kemnar doesn't know any better. That's what she does.
Yeah, Cameron doesn't know any better.
Like, what do you do? I actually don't, and I don't know any better. So there's that.
I just
do
realized
nothing
that
and I
we
hate everyone.
literally, in the party, there's only one guy. All the rest are ladies.
Oh god, you're right.
For the what?
I mean, Marsha's
So everyone
non-binary.
in the party, everyone
Oh.
except for Liam plays a lady.
Well, you don't know
Marsha's
that.
non-binary.
What about Kemnar? you don't know
You
that.
We don't
learned
know.
to limit her.
True,
True, but you
but I'm
have
fairly
been
certain that
referring
Liam's
to
character
them-
is the only one who is currently using he/him pronouns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
the only PC.
Varanya about Camnor, I'm just gonna say, has some ideas. I'm just not gonna say which ones, but has ideas.
Dirty boy.
Does she feel justified in enslaving stupid people like that?
Oh no! Why? Like,
Oh god.
Is it more like a poor baby kind of stuff?
no, definitely not that.
Okay, I know.
Look, none of you are quite understanding. It's hard to be a human in that society sometimes. Be surrounded by all this inequality. It's so hard. It's difficult.
Oh no, it's not.
It's the human's burden. Truly it is.
God.
It's not even that. I'm just gonna say. There's a reason she didn't question Camnar's ability with knives.
What?
Oh,
Sorry.
that's fucked. She thinks he murdered their owner, don't she?
Oh. Okay, keep thinking that. But actually don't.
But Jerry, just thinking. Don't say it. Just think it.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
think. I'm not saying anything.
Just think it. Just think it.
Just thinking.
Just think it.
Yeah, think about doing that. Think about having $6,000.
Oh, I do. And then I cry at night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Oh no.
More questions?
I'm out, to be honest.
Done?
I had a question, but I forgot it.
No!
Eyes.
Let's see.
Leo.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, actually, wait. Sorry. Before you continue, Camnar has like a very how do you say this? Like a urge to get to know more about Tekla as much as possible.
Aw.
But Kamnar knows that he made Tekla angry, and she's kind of afraid now. It's like, hey, I have all these questions. Hey, I also have an anxiety.
I want to talk to
Mood.
her, but I don't want to be kicked in the shins.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a very effective taunt, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was the mistakes were made reaction.
I can't wait to level up and actually get some talents, though. Speaking of,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start working on those.
On the what?
the
Talents.
actual skills and stuff.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, the things I could do with a talent.
Yeah.
Kara, are we running by XP or by milestones?
Milestone, we are running by milestones.
Okay.
The
Just out of
milestones
curiosity.
is such a good system.
I am too lazy to calculate XP for every fucking combat you guys are doing. Honestly.
That's the reason milestones were invented.
Yeah.
See, I am
Solid.
doing it for the D&D game. But you know what's
Milestone or
really,
XP?
really horrible?
What?
You're
Camera.
fighting things that are so low CR.
It won't take us forever.
I think you've all got collectively like 200 experience so far.
Oh, no. And that,
Like
How
200
much
each,
do
but
you
yeah.
roll up?
that's another good
Well-
reason to have milestones.
Let's have a look.
While you
So, John, you
research
had a
that,
question for me?
I'm gonna circle back to Leo. We have now caught a few glimpses of your family,
You need 4,000.
Yes.
God.
and you stated you had tried to get away from that life.
Yes.
How did it work out for
What? What was like your position / function in that life?
So growing up, John was the daughter of essentially this mafia's like head assassin, so to say. And so her position was to train under her mother, or train under his mother, and kind of stand alongside his mother, and then when the time comes, take her place.
Mm-hmm.
John did not like didn't like the mafia boss, so he dipped as soon as he could.
Let's see.
Oh, yes. John did.
I'm just said fuck it.
Kara,
Yes.
how long has Magpie known the surgeon? And
That
how
is a
did they
good
meet?
question. I think they've known each other for at least 3 or 4 years. As in, how did they meet now? It is redacted.
It is redacted.
It is
Okay.
redacted.
It's an SCP file.
Can we know the SCP number?
115.
Oh, actually, how long ago was the gate crash?
At the
4
time of
years.
speaking, it was, yes, 5 years ago, because we are in 27. Actually, 6 years ago, because it's 2017.
Just enough time for me to have a doctorate there. Excellent.
Actually, she probably has known her since high school.
Okay.
Not very well, but then afterwards, at some point, they contacted each other, and that's how they became, so to say, business partners.
Oh.
Ah.
hang on, I've just realised, plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Panda's mother is actually in an incredibly shitty, New Age hospital. All the reasonable hospitals are still using, scientific medicine and so on.
Oh, no, they
They'd be able to cure her in seconds because it's only been 6 years for them to get used to this. But she's gone to this, yes, we'll place some healing crystals and feed her some homeopathy and...
And the problem is, that sort of shit now works.
Yeah, but does it work to the extent that the American Red Cross would accept it? Has it passed the human trials?
Here's the thing. Accents and things like that have been around from before the Gay Crush. They just didn't know what they were used for. So, you're seeing the Gay Crush as this immediate event. In reality, there's been a number of things that led up to it. For example, as things were happening, miracles became more and more common.
So that is how Dr. Skell's been a doctorate of ritual and magic for it's probably slightly longer than the Gate Crash would allow.
Basically, it will be there would have been a lot of interest in ritualistic magic and things like that already before the Gate Crash. Because one of the examples, it's this tree in Glastonbury, where there was this big circle of neo-pagans that were dancing around the tree to heal it. It became fucking massive. And no one knows why, but it happened. So a number of things like that happened. Faith healing became actually a thing. Like one of those faith healers went, I'm gonna save you in the name of Jesus. And the guy actually started walking. And we're like, oh shit. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Will you just become a corpus user?
Oh, Satan, what have you done?
So,
I smite thee, your bones pop out of your body.
Oh, no worries.
A lot of evangelical Christians get lynched for being witches.
Clockwork 2x 20XO. So, if a character has points in two different specs of a firearm skill, and then they choose the previous job that gives +1 to firearm, does +1 go to one specific of firearms or both? It goes to one specific of firearms. Along with that, if you take two talents that have the same skill, you just get the bonus. You get the +1 only from one talent, not from both.
The only way to get +2 instead of +1 is to take also a previous occupation that gives you a +1 in it.
Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you take security officer, if you take military and firearms, you get a +2 because you have +1 from military and +1 from the firearms talent. Mm-hmm.
Linux. Linkus? Was Skell in a relationship?
Ooh.
Probably.
He had a wife or a husband.
He's 60 years old. He was almost certainly at some point in his life he was in a relationship.
No, I meant before he got turned into a ship.
There's a lot that's up to the GM. The amnesia is a wonderful cop-out for me because I haven't had to think that much about it. I would be inclined to say probably not. He was probably, if anything, a divorcee or a widower.
Yeah, that's right.
Does Skell have any offsprings on that?
That would be entirely up to the GM.
Oh god.
Yes, one of them's what's the bloody
Adrian.
Who's the kid that Maud stopped?
Oh, Dennis.
Dennis.
Yes, Dennis is his grandson.
Entirely possible.
Entirely possible.
Don't give me bullets. I will use
I
them.
mean, you're gonna be teaching them magic.
Oh, I
Just a
can
comment
see
of, you're like the grandson I never wanted is actually the grandson.
Like, he took a dentist, took the book, and Dr. From Dr. Skell. Yeah, what a coincidence.
My mother's name was Kel.
Long lost family.
I could do it. I could do it. Don't,
I'm fine with
don't
this.
tempt me.
Oh god, no, it means I'm gonna have family ties to fucking Panda.
That sweetens the whole deal.
That settles it. Like, that actually settles it.
Oh fucking, and then if Jerry pushes through with what she's doing to my charge.
Just two disgruntled robots in the corner.
Mad as fuck.
Just arms crossed, leering at everyone who's happy.
You approve of no one and nobody.
I approved of no one, and then I got to know you, and now I really disapprove of you.
So, Skell, would you miss him if I took him out?
I will destroy the world.
You're not powerful
Wait until Panda's on the other
Are you
side.
sure about this?
enough. We'll wait until she's in the astral plane.
I will destroy you.
Oh, you mean like you destroyed all my friends in the astral plane?
Maybe. I'm calling Maka.
Oh god, Maka's an arsenal.
I'm calling Maka.
One-man army.
I'm
Circling
calling
back.
John's dad.
My dad?
John's dad.
Oh, John. I thought you said Dawn.
John's mom is the assassin.
Oh, so
No, I'll just call up the whole family.
On that note,
I'll
my
just call
has
up the whole
a friend
family.
who's slightly obsessed with lasers as well and have not been introduced yet. So.
yes.
Uh,
We need to get to that as
That's
well.
who I think it is.
Yes, it is who you think it is. It is.
Ah,
I asked
It was-
Audrey who she would be in this setting, and she said she would be a Versslot who is obsessed with lasers. So
A what? She would be a what?
Versslot, like a werewolf, but it's a sloth.
Nice.
I love it.
I heard where slut.
Yeah.
Same here, and I was like, oh yeah, that fits the setting.
Oh, once a month.
turns into a slot.
Oh god, let's hope that
It's
never
called
arrives.
ovulation.
Yeah. Once a month she turns into a slut, but for the rest of the month she's a sloth.
That's a burn.
Here's the thing, it depends how much time it takes to do the deed.
I want to think about that.
And occasionally it'll happen twice a month.
Oh god.
Look now, we're about to be E621 real quick.
Oh my god, guys, that escalated quickly.
You really did.
Listen. This upcoming October, it's a blue moon. Like Halloween's on a blue moon.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Neat.
And I mean, Panda, you're going to... You talk about E621. I wouldn't want to say this, but you are the Thor with the panda body.
I don't give a fuck.
And
I don't give a fuck. We've confirmed that case. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god. What's gonna happen to fucking fanfics?
We need to have
Any cloud
fans
is
for
good
fanfics,
clout.
though.
I know.
Any cloud is good clout.
I have another question for the GMs.
Ooh.
Which has been your favorite NPC to play?
Oh. That's a good question. Kara, wanna take it first?
Okay, so I fucking love playing Molgrim. That fucking asshole. Love playing him. I also quite like playing the Canary woman.
Sandra?
That's
Because she doesn't say much.
She doesn't say much, yeah.
So I'm going to slightly twist it because I know that I'm really going to enjoy playing the tall guards.
Oh yes, you can see them again. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, every time you go back and forth to the place and you have to pay a gold, and they go through all your stock, and then if because they don't give three shits what you've actually got, what you're doing, as long as all the customs are being paid. Most notably, I'll say this: the one who goes who just sits there in his little hut and asks you to pay your toll. He's the one who also did the same thing to the Baron's retinue as he was passing through. Excuse me, Lord, could you pay the 1 gold thing? You know, it just goes back to me. Nevertheless.
I'm sorry, I'm just doing my job.
I just want to say, for a moment, I heard it as tall guards, which, considering the party size...
I heard the same thing, I'm so confused.
Tall guards.
Who's the tallest of the party?
How tall is Nyx?
Yeah, taller than Nyx.
Nyx is 5'5".
Okay, so it's Mickey. Why am I always the tallest? Why am I always the tallest character?
I'm like 2 feet.
Because Kara and Don have reverse height issues.
I'm playing a character with my actual height.
I have been told so many times that I shouldn't wear high heels because I'm sort of tall. So
but you are sort of
not
tall.
wrong there.
So Nyx is 5'5". I am 5'5".
Uh-huh.
And that was a
6'2".
dice thing too, because I was like, oh, I can roll for height and weight. I don't really care about how tall or heavy he is. I'll just roll for it. And it was like 5 feet something. I think it was like 5'2" for the base mount height. And I was like, sure, let me just roll these dice. And I got a 3. And I'm just like, this bastard is the same height as I am. What the hell? He is noticeably lighter than me, though.
Less boobs.
As for me, my favorite NPC to play, I have to say I'm having a lot of fun with the Resurgent.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm glad.
But I mean, I like them all. Like I try to have a lot of fun with all the characters, and I love like the interaction between Nano's charge and Dennis.
There hasn't been a lot yet. How can you already love it? That's suspicious. What has she been doing behind my back?
Brainstorming.
Okay, so, I have a question now. Okay, this is for everyone. So, what player character are you particularly enjoying that is not your own? So, for GMs, like, what player is playing under you that you like player character that you particularly enjoy, or if you're in the campaign as a player, what other player character aside from your own do you particularly like playing with?
That's not a question for GMs. Oh God.
I gotta say,
Just like pick your favorite child.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to answer this with my own game because I want to be like, I want to be.
Okay, DMs, you can't answer in your own game.
Alright, fine, don't. You can. Okay, then I guess it just goes for players of like what character aside from the one you play yourself in your campaign, do you particularly like playing with? And if you're in multiple campaigns as a player, you can answer multiple times.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta say for Cerulean Springs, I'm sorry everyone, but fucking Panda and Kara are the biggest nerds, and
Hell yeah!
it's a good dynamic. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
As personally, I would say I am most intrigued by Dr. Scal.
Ooh.
Because he's such an anomaly, and he's an actual like old character, so to say, and has a lot of knowledge and a lot of things that happen to him that are still like a mystery. He's a mystery shrouded in an enigma. So.
Glued up together with an awful lot of cynicism and sarcasm.
And then shrouded in a cantankerous old man saint body.
The fuck did you just say to me? Listen here, love, you may well be the god of this world, but I will still give you such a tongue lashing. Meets the personification of the GM, just sticks a middle finger up it.
In Dragonthorn and Lyrium, I'd say, I would say Tekla or Quillum.
Oh, Tekla is nice. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm more blushing and stuff.
Tekla is a really good bastard. I like them.
Blushing discontinues.
It's like you're a lovable bastard. I love it. I love it.
For me, the Dragonthorn and Lyrium, I will say I like Little Osa.
Little Osa.
You found me. I'm like the bonus character you need to unlock me first.
And thus Little Osa began a ship. Varania and Little Osa.
Oh god.
Well, for me, Gwynlyn is like the most intriguing character. He's super amazing and stuff.
I am.
Yeah, okay. Not anymore, but...
I like helping him get over his drunkenness.
Oh yeah, that was great. This is fucking great.
Like, I don't think...
Aw.
It's
Nana
just like,
is the
it's
mom...
hospitality, you know? You've got to take
Yeah,
that.
once after you got drunk and someone said that you should eat asparagus to
That was me.
seize the effects of drunkenness. I really wanted to make a cameo of it. Like, you know, do you remember how after we spent the first night in the inn just outside of the deep roads, or was it just outside of?
Yeah, it was not far from there. It was like an hour.
Yeah. I really wanted to stuff my pockets with asparagus and just chew on them like occasionally. But then, you know, time flashed forward and
It wasn't that. They didn't have any asparagus for breakfast on the buffet.
Well, not breakfast, but the night before. Because you said there would, you know, the Kendall was in the shower.
Oh,
and,
you could have said that you wanted to do that like between the sessions because they put out food.
I sent you a message and I didn't get like an answer, so I was like, whatever, it's fine.
But yeah, that was a real fact. It does help with getting over a hangover in the morning.
Really?
Good to know.
Yeah.
And a fun fact, when
I'm gonna use it next one time I get drunk.
fun fact, when an elf eats too much asparagus, their urine smells of roses, and it's often used in perfume.
No.
No.
To the DM.
Tekla, what is your favorite character so far?
I kind of want to say Moxie,
Wow.
but Wolf knows where I live, so
Well, technically, I don't remember anymore the exact
That is
location.
Moxie.
Yay!
I
Okay.
don't know, I just like there is this sort of flamboyance there, but you can also tell that there's a lot of skills, not just style, to them, and I like that. And the
There's a lot of what?
skills combined with style. That's always
Yeah.
nice.
So, how about the other
So,
ones that didn't answer yet?
Yeah, so the people in the Sunrise crew, you didn't answer for that either.
Yeah, well, I think the
fuck.
sunrise has
Okay.
been one session, so.
Yeah.
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 And
So
I'm
it's
running it
exactly-
an awful lot more. Hey
We
guys,
don't
we're
really know
doing
our-
this now.
We don't really know each other yet.
Yeah,
We're
this
just
is welcome to the
angrily
plot.
sitting in little.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so who has answered the question so far?
I did.
We need still Linkis, Don, and Kara. And
I
you, Evolve.
answered it.
Oh, you did, right. Sorry.
I did answer that.
So, I think in Sunrise Star, I'm enjoying NPCing against Kara. Just because the number of times she's tried to intimidate with her.
Just the little angry gnome face you make is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
They're my favorite as well.
In Dragonthorn and Lyrium, I know he's just there to get along with everyone, I think. He's trying to. But already, like, his patience, or mine, one of our patients is wearing thin.
I'm sorry.
And in Raskel, I'm gonna say John.
Ooh.
Fun.
Like, I just
Oh.
just because of how much fun I had doing that little
That was fucking great. Holy shit.
the pirate scene.
It is such a shame I'm retiring John because we could have made that our shtick.
How do we get into places? The old wizard pretends to be a mafia pirate, and I pretend to be weak.
The mafia pirate in the punching bag.
Don?
I think for Cerulean Springs, I'm hearing voices. Who's talking?
Yeah. Well, my
Ah.
BF was asking something.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So Cerulean Springs, I would have to say Magpie
Ooh, fun.
because we've been doing a lot of stuff together.
Ah, yes.
Mischiefs.
Bad, and if I don't say Magpie, she's gonna use paint remover on me.
Oh no.
I'm joking, don't worry. In Dragonthorn, from my perspective or from my character's perspective?
From your perspective.
Okay. Because that's a different answer.
Mm-hmm.
Give us both.
So, from my character's perspective, it's Slave Boy because he's the least overwhelming personality in the group.
Hello.
So he's the least intimidating, so the easiest to get along with for her.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is loud and scary.
Rawr.
I will become a dragon, but you are scary. No, I wasn't gonna become a dragon. I was gonna become queen of the slimes. for me personally, the character that has been the most fun to watch has been Willem.
Hey.
It's just the accent alone is already half the fun.
Sounds like a biased opinion.
Nah.
I've been giving him shit all
Can-
episode.
can-
I can give him credit where credit is due.
Can opinions,
Yes, I can move my accent ever so slightly to the west and pretend I'm from Swansea.
can opinions be biased? I like opinions subjective anyways. Like
It was a joke.
Yes.
no fun allowed.
No fun allowed.
Anyways, people, I will say with this, we can take our state of Sprita to a close.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Hey.
I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed this lovely little chat. We intend to have more of them. Possibly once a month, having at least one day to, take point of a situation. As we said, the manual is being worked on. It's just a matter of fluff stuff to put in. So it's a lot of work, but mechanics are all sorted. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. CET, there's going to be the Samurai Star, headlined by our lovely Lemuria. And you will find this uploaded as a VOD on Monday. Now, shoutouts from the left, as usual.
Who's on the am I left?
Yeah,
You
you start.
Yes. Hey, I am me. I am Chera Fox. I am here. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey,
Who's next?
I'm
I'm not. Okay, sorry.
Dawn. I don't do shoutouts because I only exist here. But I do have a sad announcement, and that is I will be absent tomorrow. Because I'm visiting my brother in his dorms.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
I will
miss you.
try and catch the tail end.
Linkus?
Yes. Well, I'm here. I'm running the thing tomorrow, as has been pointed out. Yeah, and I don't exist online otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'll get to you.
They do not like to be perceived.
Hello everyone, I am Leon. I participate in the Cerulean Springs. I participate tomorrow. And you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram under the username Corvidmancer, Corvidmancer.
Maud?
Oh, yeah. I'm Maud. You may find me on all three of our shows, and I can also be found on Instagram at DreamersE. Besides that, don't perceive me. I would not like to be perceived.
Wolf?
Hello. I'm Wolf the Wolf. I play as Kemlar in the Dragonthorn and Lyrium campaign. I have an annoying way of talking because I always pause. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter and on YouTube and on Twitch with the name Wolf the Wolf, which you probably can see on the screen if you watch our Dragonthorn and Lyrium streams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically it. I play Guild Wars 2 right now, actually, as well. Basically all the time when I have free time because I love the game.
It's a really good game.
That's all I have. That's all you have to know about me. It's me and Guild Wars 2. So stuff. Yes, and Audrey, I think.
My turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So, hi, I'm Audrey. I participate in Dragonthorn and Lyrium, so tune in on Wednesday to see me being a bastard. Yeah.
The best
the best
bastard.
bastard.
Ah.
Adorable.
The bastard.
And as
You
always,
bastard.
I've been Jari. You can find me acting as overseer on Cerulean Springs on Saturdays. And I play Varania during Dragonthorn and Lyrium. You can find me on Twitter on m_Arbanasi. Sorry.
Bless
Fuck it.
Of course, now
I
I
now
have to
ship
sneeze.
Moxie and Tekla.
Aw. And with that being said, we're gonna go raid.
Valdrins?
Yes, that I was about to say. We're gonna go raid Valdrent. You read my
Yeah.
mind.
I had
And
it in the chat for a while now.
yeah. So we're gonna see you next. We're gonna see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. CET, and see you on Discord. Please come see us. We're fun. We're nice. We have memes.
There are
Yeah.
memes, yes. Bye-bye.
Very wholesome memes.
Bye.
We are
Bye.
memes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
This way is taking
So
a lot.
long, farewell.
Look,
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
there we go.